Hey, happy Friday. How's it going? We're going to have some fun today. We are going to play some modern naval warfare. I kind of have an idea of what we're going to do today now that I'm much more comfortable with the games and the systems and everything. And I've cranked the difficulty up to maximum. We did do that yesterday, but I made it even more difficult today because I've gone into the settings and I've set everything against us, possibly. So, and you'll see what I mean. I'm talking about weather, visibility, ambient noise. We will have no advantages whatsoever in this mission. We're going to do a 1v1 in a very densely contested environment against a warship. So we cannot shoot anybody else. We have to find the warship, reposition into an attack position, and destroy him without hitting anything else. That's kind of the key there. So we're going to take our Block 3 Virginia, and we're going to go ahead and get right into it. We're not going to make you guys wait at all. We're just going to start. Let's make sure all of the streams are going. Yep, we're on like all sorts of platforms. We're on Rumble. We're on Twitch. We're on X again, just because I got a lot of feedback that people like that. Some people can watch on their phones while they're at work or doing things or whatever. So if you guys like that, that's fine. I've got no problem. I'll stream wherever you guys want to watch. I had a really good question on the Discord as to where I prefer you watch me. I prefer that you're comfortable watching me wherever you want to. That's really that's how I feel. So if there's a platform you like that I don't stream on, let us know and I can add it. No problemo. All right, we're going to check out the environment quick. Real quick. Where's it at? There it is. I just want to know bottom depth so I know that we're not going to run aground immediately as soon as we start the game. Let's see what we got here. We got 1,300 fathoms today. Yay. Go a little bit deep. All right, it's fine. It's fine. You know what? Because it's so deep, I'm going to leave it in fathoms. Yeah, it's 2,500 fathoms. We'll just leave it right there. All right. So let me get my display set up, and then we're going to start the show, if you will. Oh, this is interesting. It's the reverse of how I like it. Okay. Huh. How about that? How's my audio? Everybody happy with the audio? I sound good, right? John Bloor's in the house. Kermie's in the house. Blood for the Blood God is in the house. Great to see all the regulars back. All right. So I need to say up front, because this is going to be a YouTube video, that I had made a mistake that you guys had pointed out. And so I want to show everyone the right way to do something that I did not know until yesterday. I didn't realize I was doing it wrong. This is a video game thing. So what it is this audio up here that we can listen to any bearing at any time by clicking it. And then you turn some volume. Okay. Let's do bearing again. Let's do it right this time. There we go. Let's try not to blow your eardrums out. So you can listen to any contact, anytime. And these are pretty accurate recordings in terms of how things sound. The audio quality is not great. I believe that's intentional. But whenever you go to narrowband, because this is a Unity video game, and you click play, whenever these grams update, when these grams are updating, there's no audio. Now, this is what I didn't understand, but this is how it works for this video game. So in order to get the audio back, all you have to do is click on the stop update button there on the left, and the little headphones turn gray again. Okay? That's not how it really works in real life. And even though they had mentioned that in the meeting I was in on Monday, I misunderstood it to be something else. I don't even want to say what that was because I don't want to confuse you. All you need to know is that if you want audio, and I recommend you listen to these contacts, you just need to stop the narrowband update. Click the little stop button and then go listen to your contact on anything else. You probably will be right here. Just put the cursor on it and listen to it. And then with this updating, we'll have demon information. Now, we have no demon information right now because we don't have a contact. In this scenario, we'll probably have a lot of contacts because I put the contacts to maximum. So I expect to have a lot, but it's also very stormy. There's basically, because we're in the Pacific, we're going to call it a tsunami. There's a storm up there that's enormous, and the civilian traffic is set to maximum. I can't put any more civilian traffic in the way, and it's not even Wednesday, so we got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's take a look at on chip. What are we doing? This is the first thing you do after you set up your displays. You look at this little repeater here, and it says we're on course 330, speed 7 knots. We're on the surface. Okay, well, that's great. Oh, man. All right, it's not a big deal. It's fine. It's just that there's a freaking warship out there, and, you know, we don't want to get shot. Those guys have cannons. They took our cannons off after World War II, man. It wouldn't be a fair fight. All right, let's just take a look. Crap. All right, so it's foggy, it's rainy, it's windy. The sea state's like 4. At least. It's a high 4, maybe even a 5. I'm going to go to stability. I'm going to turn on my turn this to red so I can actually see it. As you can see, visibility is like 0. Like, yeah. All right, but what we're going to do first thing we've got to do is dive the flipping boat so we don't die to some frigate out there that's already in the game. We're probably on his radar. He might think we're a trawler. If he's got his radar on, he's definitely seeing us. So first thing we're going to do, rig ship for dive. So you go to the rigging, click the dive, and then give it a few minutes for the enlisted personnel, the sailors, to go around and shut all the valves that they're supposed to shut. Pressurize all the tanks they're supposed to pressurize. There we go. I'm setting up the auto crew. That's what that is. So we got sonarmen gaining contacts. We got fire control. Becky's back. Yeah, all right. We got Becky on fire control. She's back from her 3-day hiatus of fire control training after Wednesday. I think that she'll be a much more proficient fire control person this time. All right, what we're going to do here, we're going to go to masted antennas. We're going to shut the head valve for now. And we're getting ready to open up all the main ballast tanks, but I'm going to head over here first. And I'm going to say, if you have a green board, once all these are green, and they are right now, let's go ahead and make our depth. Well, okay, let's do it right. Let's do it right. Hold on. You say, pilot on the 1MC, announce dive, and sound the diving alarm 3 times. So we'll just do that instead. Come back here. All right, so everybody on the boat knows that we're not sinking, we're simply diving the boat. Now, after you sound the alarm, you have to set this, if you're in auto mode like we are, set this depth to 160 feet. That way the computer that's adjusting for trim begins bringing on water and reacting. Then you open both groups at the same time. You don't do one and then the other, you do both. But make sure this head valve is shut. That's really important. And the mast is lowered. That's kind of key too. All right. So now that we are actually diving the submarine, you are responsible as the person in charge you want to dip the mast to right about there, so it's not very high up off the sail, and you want to look straight down. And I don't see any venting, probably because of sea state. Let's go back here. Please don't tell me I did a course change. No, we're fine. I don't see any venting. What the hell? Let's check our valve positions. Maybe I didn't click it right. I see no venting. It could be because of the sea state. All right, the forward group and the after group are open. We are venting. You can for sure in calmer seas see the venting. So we're looking forward right now. And you can see that we're definitely submerging. This rough sea state's really helping us. There's Sierra 1 over there. What's the bearing of Sierra 1? Let's get on him. Sierra 1 bears about 300, so we're going to take a look at that as soon as we get down below the waves. And you will keep this mast up until the mast itself is fully submerged. So let's go ahead and raise it up. Another way you could do this if you want to save some time would be an emergency deep. Just hit the emergency deep button. That will not open the main ballast tank vents for you. You still have to do that part. Okay. All right, let's double check everything here. Shifty mover. Angles and dangles. Angles and dangles would be great. I think I would have to hook a joystick up to the computer to do that. I haven't used one of those in a while. So, I don't know. I'm still getting used to the game mechanics. Once I get familiar and I'm comfortable, we can try things like angles and dangles later on. Someone in chat's asking about that. Good question. Angles and dangles are something you do after you get the 5-knot trim. And if you're really good, you can get a 3-knot trim. And then you check for sea stowage by actually putting extreme angles on the ship, which is a lot of fun, actually. It also gives the pilots some good experience learning to drive the ship in extreme ways that they'll need for torpedo evasion. All right, mast is awash and submerged. Down. All right, so we are fully submerged at this point. No alarms, no flooding. Not on depth yet, but we're getting there. We're at 6-7 feet. We probably lost the mast completely underwater around 6-0 feet, maybe 5.5 to 6-0. 5.5 is my periscope depth, so it's going to be between 5.7 and, say, 6.2 feet. The pitch is -3. We'll get more of a pitch. Whenever you start submerging, you don't want too much of an angle, or else you'll stick the propulsor out of the water. You don't want that. And let me check the speed. Let's help dive out here because of the sea state. Let's go ahead 2/3. We may cavitate a little bit from this, but the sea state is so bad, I'm not too worried about like being detected. I just want to help the dive, or the pilot is the name now. I want him to get us on depth. And then we'll try and do a 5-knot trim once we get on depth at 150 feet. I see sonar does have a contact. Let's come over here and take a look at it as we dive. It was about 300. It's right here. So let's go ahead and listen down that bearing. Yeah, I don't hear anything right now. So we have lab, and wah. Okay. It's a 0 bearing rate contact, bearing 398. Check my fire control. We'll get the setup as we continue to the dive. These are all the different displays that we're going to be using, so I take this time to set it up so I don't have to rush over here as we're in firing point procedures to do all this. We have 4 Mark 48s in all 4 tubes. I like that because I'm not comfortable shooting harpoons in a shipping lane, which is where we are. We're in a high density shipping area. So we're going to get in position to do a torpedo attack on this warship once we find him. And he might be Sierra 1. I don't know. Let's check our depth. Our depth is 150 feet. We are on depth. Excellent, excellent. And they shut these valves automatically. I like that the game does that, because the pilot would do that after he's fully submerged. Now, what I'll do is I'll burp the main ballast tanks when we deploy our towed array, but what I want to do right now is get a 5-knot trim. So we're really struggling to maintain depth at 150 feet because of sea state. Like I said, it's like a hurricane up there. So we are going to make our depth 300 feet after I take a sounding, which we know it's very deep, but we're always going to check. Yeah, it's like 2,500 fathoms. That's thousands and thousands of feet. So we'll say, pilot, make your depth, we'll say 400 feet. Whoops, there we go, 400 feet. And we'll do our trim down there. It should be a lot easier to control the submarine at 400 feet in this storm that we're in. So while he's doing that, let's check our environment, see where we are. So the layer is at 130 feet. And bottom bounce is going to be, Lord have mercy, that's thousands, 28,000. So very similar to yesterday, very bad weather, very bad environment we're in. Oh, hold on a second. Calculate that. So this is 16,000, so that's about 8. Ah, and we have a little hoo-ha right here. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. So we might get a little bit of contact. At least we have one ray that goes into the shadow zone before he's right on top of us. So it looks like we don't want his range to get inside 8,000 yards. We're going to try and shoot this guy at 10,000 yards. The weapon trying to shoot a surface contact in this weather is going to struggle. We have to help the torpedo out a lot. So let me take this depth down. Let me see if going down to 1,000 feet is going to help us at all. All right. Science, man, can do it. That's about 10,000. Yeah. Doesn't really change anything. But the further we are away from the surface, the quieter it is a little bit. All right, how are we doing on depth now? Are we down to 400 feet yet? All right. We're at 400 feet. We still have a terrible down angle. What's going on with the angle there, Dive? Set trim to 0, yeah. Is trim in auto? It is. What the hell's going on? Oh, pitch is now 0, just like that. Okay, that's kind of cool. Apparently the dive is very good. Or the pilot. Sorry, I keep using the old names. There's no dive anymore. Apparently, it's the pilot. Yeah. Back when I was in. All right, let's go and put the decision-making console up here. All right, 300. Happy times, happy days. So he's kind of far away. Do we have any contact right now? Are we still tracking him? I don't think we are. But let's double check. No, there's no data. Oh, wait, there it is. It just populated. We have him on the bow array. Excellent. Man, that's really good because I do not even see a trace there. But the computer does. And that's what matters. Okay. Computer says yes. Yeah, I see nothing. Okay. Good for us. Yeah, I don't see any dots. I think we did lose track. He just left the tracker up there. That's fine. That's the right thing to do. Okay, let's get our 3-knot trim or 5-knot trim. So let's slow down to 5 knots here. This is super easy on the Virginia class. We'll put it in auto trim mode and make sure the pitch at 5 knots stays near 0. And that should only take a few seconds. Not too long at all. We'll read some chat while we do that. Alrighty. Hey, happy Friday. Rosie's here. You like dive more than pilot? I know. Yeah, I agree. Hey. Aza's here. How's it going, Aza? Are we on YouTube? Yes, we're on YouTube. You guys should have no problems over there on YouTube. Okay, cool. We'll check our pitch now. There's no pitch indicator on here, but it looks pretty even as I look around. But the way to actually check it is to go here, or a lot of screens have this information at the top. 5 knots, 0 pitch, good trim. I'm happy. Happy day. The next thing is, since we're driving the right direction, let's make turns for 2/3. And because of the conditions, we're going to use our thin line towed array today. We may end up having to use both. But let's extend the thin line first. Yeah. I'm hoping with thin line we can track this guy. That's really what I'm hoping for. Nope, we're not being shot yet. We just got started. The Navy's getting Air Force envy? What? Why? I don't know. This game does look accurate as far as equipment. I think so. I have to caveat a lot of my opinions with, while I did work on the sonar system, I was never on a Virginia itself. So I've never walked these decks right here that I'm looking at. All of my career has been on the Trident, Ohio class, and the 688 flights 1 and 2. So, but I'm very familiar with the consoles, very familiar with the sonar system. the voyage management system was around in like the 90s, but this is a very updated, newer version of that. VMS. So, a display that's relatively new to me is the situational awareness display, but it's not very complicated. I think most people will I think they'll like this display a lot because it's very intuitive compared to some of the other Sonar displays. All right. It takes about 10 minutes to deploy the thin line towed array in this video game. So I'll mention this in the settings, in the options rather, settings options, yeah. You can set that time to be either realistic time or not realistic. I recommend everybody goes to not realistic because you don't want to spend 10 minutes of your actual day off or evening when you're playing this game waiting on the towed array to be deployed. We do it here for immersion, and that's it. Because that's how long it really takes. Well, it's closer than the other options, put it that way. All right, so we don't have any messages. It says 0 messages here at the bottom. Can you guys see that? I'm kind of in the way. It says 0 messages right there. Right now we have R23 online and DMR2, Charlie and Bravo. I'm pretty sure these are satellites, but I'm not a radio man, and the book doesn't cover exactly what these are yet. But whenever the book gets updated, I'm definitely going to read the radio section really good, because that's the one. I think my weakest point is going to be radio and ESM, because all this is super secret. Like, just because you're on the submarine doesn't mean you're allowed in this room. No, no, no. Just because you're assigned doesn't mean you have the need to know, right? Wow, yeah, so we have like no contact. I'm going to keep closing 300 and see what happens. I do like that we have the weapons loaded, and we are limiting ourselves to the Mark 48, so we're going to go ahead and make these ready. I'm not even going to flood them yet because it might be a while before we're even in position. And I don't want that weapon sitting in the tube soaked with seawater for an hour, you know. There's no need for that. That's just asking for something to go wrong is what that is. All right. Hey, silly, how's it going? Average Joe says he was allowed on radio once. Yeah. I don't know. Was it to give a message to the captain or something? I have no idea. Good afternoon, Jive Turkey says, still not hooked on Gato 1984. Yeah, you know what's funny is I remember that game. I don't even know if I've played it, but I know the game, and I remember the box art for Gato 1984, the old MS-DOS game. And what I remember, tell me if I'm wrong, it was a black or dark box, and it had a brass-colored emblem on it that said Gato. G-A-T-O. I don't remember what else it had on it, but I remember black with a bronze or brass logo. You guys can probably Google Gato 1984 MS-DOS video game and bring that up on Google Images on your computer or your phone, and you'll see what he's talking about. And that's what I remember it being, but I don't think I ever played it. It's a little before my time. I had my first computer, like straight up PC, in 1991. 1990? 91, something like that. Yep. So 1984 was a little bit before that. And like I said, we're just burning time here. It's still extending. Something I'll note is you can't extend both at the same time. That's a good thing. You don't want to do that. All right. You know, I can almost see a trace down here, but I think I'm stacking imaginary dots at this point. Oh my word. So the TB-29, man, appears to be very sensitive to noise. It may not be the best choice of towed array. We'll try both. We'll deploy both towed arrays. We'll go with what's best. But this is El Garbage right here. There's no data in that. Yeah, Super C. Oh, and I need to say, Super C, thank you for all the bits. you've been giving a lot of bits this week and even before this week, and I don't think I caught every one of them, so thank you for that. He's like our top bit donator this week. Are there 2 intermittent lines on Sonar? There probably are. Oh, he's asking what are the 2 intermittent lines. So let me show you that. Okay. So these 2 white lines on Sonar are marking the baffled region. That's the region where the array that you're looking at, in this case, this is the large array bow, the lab. All the data that's on this side between the 2 white lines is not reliable. The bearings are going to be skewed. It may also just straight up mask contacts. You may have a contact in this area that's very loud and you just don't see it. So that's what this line is warning you of. Hey, you got a blind spot here. Might want to turn the boat and check this once in a while. Now, if you bring up the wide aperture array, these are the flank arrays that go down the port side of the submarine and the starboard side of the submarine right here. These have nearly 360 coverage, but there's a small area that's straightforward right in front of the boat and right behind us where the towed array is that it doesn't see very well. It still waterfalls and it populates that region because you can get detections. The bearings will still be inaccurate, but it doesn't leave a blank spot on your display. It fills it in for you. That's what these white lines mean. This white line on the towed array is literally us. Our submarine at 10 knots looks like that. That's how good this array is. Granted, we're deploying it still, so half of it's in the boat. But our boat looks super loud because this array is, 1, super close. It's also very good. As far as detection goes and bearing accuracy, the TB29 is your best bet, but it's also your most fragile array. You do not want to go fast with this array. We've learned through testing this week that with the fat line towed array, which is more resilient, if we go to a full bell, we break the fat line. So we know implicitly that a full bell will definitely break this towed array. I'm afraid a standard bell might break it. We haven't tested that yet, so I don't know. But we literally have no contacts, so not good. Not good. I'm going to have to go shallow to regain contact. And hey, it's extended. Awesome. Let's go and extend the fat line. You can do both at the same time, but you have to deploy and retrieve them. Well, deploy them one at a time. I don't think the game will let you retrieve both at the same time. We can try that. It says locked right here, but that's because it's being extended. It should only let us retrieve one at a time as well, but we haven't, again, tested that, so I don't know. I have to be careful about going off my own memory because, 1, I remember stuff wrong, to be fair. And then also, as we found with the audio, the game treats things differently. Like that audio thing where you got to stop the narrowband update to hear the contact. That's not a real thing at all, but it is in this game, though. So that's a limitation of the game engine. I'm sure the devs don't like that it's that way, but that's the way Unity processes this part of the video game. So now that we know that, it's fine. It's not a big deal. So 1 contact. We don't even know if this is our contact of interest. We have no threat bearing at all. Our job is to, in this environment, find the threat. For those of you that are new, wondering about this hallway, for right now, this is just decoration. There's nothing really down here that you can do. We'll see if they add anything to this. And because I was never on the Virginia itself, I can't even tell you what's behind this door. I have no idea. Now, whenever they add more submarines, if they add the 688, holy smokes, I will give you guys the grand tour of the 688. But the Virginia Block 1 was a thing when I was in the Navy at the end of my career, but I never had orders to one, so what can you do? What can you do? There's probably a Yo Mama behind the door. I mean, who knows? I don't know. All right. This is the best time to talk to me in chat because we're just waiting on that towed array deployment. There are destroyers. I believe so. Yeah, there's the Type 55 destroyers in this video game. Yes. Someone's asking about destroyers. We've only seen frigates. Oh, we saw a Type 55 yesterday. So definitely in the game. Definitely in the game. We saw Liang's, Jean Dong, and then a Type 55, I think, was in the last fight we had. It got away. We hit it twice with a harpoon. It didn't even notice. It kept on going as if nothing had happened. I was like, damn, that's a badass boat right there. It gets hit twice. It doesn't even notice. I was like, yeah, maybe it's time to wrap up the stream at that point because we're about to get our butt kicked by Type 55. Yeah. You're loving... Oh, yeah. Who's that? Geo from the UK says he's loved these videos. He's learning a lot. Thank you. Yeah, I see some of the other creators are starting to make tutorials now. Like this morning, I saw FPS Chasley had put out, I think it was like a 30-minute video. I watched a few minutes of it, and I gotta tell you, I don't know FPS Chasley at all, but he knows what he's talking about. So I would definitely pay attention to him. Sorry, I just fat-fingered a button. I want to make sure I didn't stop the stream. Yeah. Yeah, we're still extending it. You know what we can do, though, is while it's being extended, we can bring it up over here. So the way I like it, when we have dual towed array operations, I go bow array, TB16 fat line, and then TB29. You guys are probably... I'm sure someone in chat here probably follows FPS Chasley, I imagine. He's a very popular YouTuber, streamer. What's so interesting about this game is that it shows you how many steps are actually taken to do something. Oh, yes. Yep. Yeah, there we go. Razmarak follows FPS Chasley. Yeah. And he has a good video on this game that just released. It's very recent. How did own-ship damage handled? Well, we did have damage on Thursday, and it was a bit of a mess. And what I did, we had at least a fire and all sorts of other things going wrong. And right now, in this version of the game that I have, which is the before its release version, whatever you want to call that, I went to the alarms. I sounded the collision alarm because we collided with something, probably the ground. And then we rig ship for fire. And that sets off things inside the game to save the ship. And I don't know really what happened. There was no visual thing that I saw. I did notice that the smoke, after about 15 minutes, began to dissipate here. I don't know if that was my imagination or if it just seemed that way. But one thing that I did as the player, after we ran aground or got hit by something, I think we ran aground, is I blew the chicken switches after I did the rig for fire and general emergency. And I burped the main ballast tanks after they were full of air. I flooded them again, essentially. I just had filled them up to get us up off the bottom, but not all the way to the surface, right? So as we're rising rapidly to the surface, because we blew air into the main ballast tanks, I came down here and I opened them up again. Where's it at? Where is it at? Okay, here it is. I went to this button, and we're at like 200 feet coming up. Well, I opened up the forward and aft group to flood the thing with water again, so we didn't like burst out of the ocean like a dolphin or a whale, right? I didn't want to make a big scene because there was warships up there. So that's about all the actions I took. There was sparking, there was hissing and gas leaking, and then there was smoke. Much more of a haze than you see now, like right in this area. So in the build that I have, that's how damage is modeled or shown. And it was a bit of a mess. Yeah. Now, something that I forgot to do yesterday, so I'm going to remember to do it now, is do this. This is really what it looks like to be underway. We always have the lights off, and before we go to periscope depth at night, we'll even turn these screens down to like 0. Put like red filters on them and stuff. Like this won't be white at all. Yeah. All these screens that we have to look at as operators will look like that. It'll look red, and it'll be very, very dim. Yeah. Of course, with cameras, you got... I say, after saying all that, I realize with the Virginia, they have the photonics mast. So they may have a different procedure. Everything I'm speaking from memory is on the 688, and we don't have this. We have an actual periscope. So take that with a grain of salt. I might be wrong on how they operate the Virginia. Yeah. About turning the rig for red and all that. Because this camera has a thermal lens and has an infrared sensor as well. So that would alleviate the need to rig for red. I've never thought about that until now. That's a really good question. Thanks for bringing that up. There's no rig for red. Okay. Well, there's no preset, so maybe they don't do that on the Virginia class, because the only reason why we did it on the 688 was because of the periscope operator, to save his eyesight. So he's adjusted to the night vision for whenever he pops the periscope up. But you can pop the periscope up now with all these lights on, and if it's dark outside, just go to the thermal or go to the infrared sensors, lenses, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the way they do it. I would just guess. Like I said, I was never on the Virginia, so I don't know those procedural details. Once the manual's finished and it has all of that information in it, I don't know if it'll go down into that deep, but it may talk about lighting and stuff. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the manual being finished. There was a social media post, and it was on Steam this morning, talking about if you like a 200-page manual, if that's what you like in a video game, the developers said this is the game for you if you're a person that likes that. So that doesn't mean the manual is going to be 200 pages when it comes out, but that implies that it's going to be a very detailed manual. The manual we have now is good, but it's maybe 10 pages, maybe 15. So it's not as detailed. Okay, there we go. We got all the towed arrays out. Since we have no contact, I'm going to go ahead and just change the depth now. Let's go back up to 150 feet. And then we'll slow down to 5 knots once we get up there and see if we can get any kind of contact. I'm kind of shocked at... The towed arrays are really good at rejecting storm noise and background noise. And it appears that even though we dived, they're still seeing a lot of the storm noise. Own ship looks really bright because we're doing 10 knots. I'm going to slow down. I'm just going to keep 10 knots until we get on depth. But I'm hoping that when we slow down, we'll regain Sierra 1. We also probably need to turn... Excuse me, got the hiccups all of a sudden. He's probably in our forward end fire by now. I think fire control had him going to the north, right? We may not have had enough data, honestly, to have any idea where he's going. Huh. I was thinking I could use high-frequency sonar, but that sonar is so short range. It wouldn't really help us. I wonder what this game puts that range at. I'm curious now. In this environment, we're going to crank this up a lot. That actually might be too much. All right. Hey, there we go. Got some fish or something over there. So I don't see any kind of ranging information. We have 0 to 100, but that looks like intensity. And I don't see a range scale on this. Okay. I do know that this is relatively short range. That's really what you want to take from this. It's high definition, highly accurate, short range. Okay. Are we on depth yet? Yeah, we're on depth. Let's go ahead and slow down to 5 knots and let's commence a full sonar search of all frequencies and bearings, my friends. And we'll help the sonar operators out a little bit here. And I did keep the settings where they were yesterday, where the AI is at its best. So we hope we have a good challenge today, including our AI. Our operators are at their best as well, the most experienced. There we go. You see how quickly own ship comes off the fat line because we slowed down from 10 to 5 knots. That's how much of a difference it makes. Also, let's change course a little bit. We'll come to course north. I probably should have kept that 10 knots on for this part, but that's okay. Yeah, it's coming course north. I think the contact might be in front of us now. If he was heading north, he is. So, or northeast. Which means on tow to ray, we might get him, but it wouldn't be it's not the best way to do it. Yeah, do you see that little arrow? Fire control is kind of guessing, but their initial indication is that Sierra 1 was headed like 030. Okay. Oh, there's a message. What's that say? Hello. New contact bearing 295. Okay, that's from way back when we were on the surface. This is a 1v1 scenario with many, I don't know how many, but many interfering contacts. The whole idea was to try and find the target in amongst a lot of merchants that are doing their merchant thing. So I might have to maybe turn the sea state down for the next one. I thought turning the sea state up would give us a disadvantage, and it did, to be fair. But if we have no contacts, that means we can't do much, right? John says, I've never been on a submarine before, but I've stood underneath one in the dry dock. Oh my gosh, that's quite the experience. You really get an appreciation for how large these vehicles, these machines are in a dry dock, especially if you're allowed to go into the dry dock and walk around it and, look, take it into perspective from the bottom. Because whenever you see it in port and pier side, you're just seeing the top part. You don't see the whole thing, obviously. 2/3 roughly is under the water. I'm glad you got a chance to do that, though. That's awesome. Captain Wrecked, holy smokes. Where have you been, sir? I've been looking for you. How you been? Captain Wreck's one of our Canadian naval aviation knuckleheads that we, we keep him around. Yeah. He's okay. Captain Wreck says, hey all, just wanted to pop in and say hi. Definitely going to be needing to play catch up on this one. Still alive, thankfully, despite my heart's best efforts. Oh no. Don't tell me that, man. Come on, bro. Feeling a lot better now. Have a sense of humor. Yes. Sense of humor will get you through all sorts of things. I don't know a single veteran that doesn't have a robust sense of humor. Yeah. Anyway, Captain Wreck, don't be a stranger, my friend. Haven't seen you in too long. So please, when you feel like it, get on the Discord. We got a couple full-time game servers up now, if you're into that. As long as people play the game, I keep the game on the server. If you guys stop playing it, then I change the game. But we'll always have two, and we have two now. Vaughn, thank you for the super chat. He says, question, since you backed the need to rig for red, Periscope dude, is there a reason there wasn't an image intensifier, aka night vision module used? I assume you're talking about on the Periscope? I imagine because of cost, maybe? I don't know. It wasn't issued with the submarine. I know on the subs that I had on it, unless we were on special mission, we didn't have any special equipment. And that wasn't part of the sub, having an image intensifier. I don't know. You have to ask the Navy why. I don't get to make that call. Do you know what I did in the Navy, folks? I sat in this chair right here. This was my job. Yeah. Not on the Virginia, obviously, but on the other boats. So whenever you have, that's a great question. Thank you for the super chat. But the honest answer is I don't know. I didn't get to make any decisions. I got to clean a lot of things. Stole the X-Closed door once in a while. As you do. Oh man, we have no contact. This is the worst. We are 5 knots. We're on depth. We're on course. And nothing. I'm so not happy with the situation we find ourselves in. So, hey, extreme measures, right? Let's go to depth 100 feet. The layer's at 130. I'm going to come above the layer with towed arrays in one hell of a sea state at 5 knots. This is going to challenge the pilot to control the ship. We'll probably see a lot of rocking and rolling because that is kind of modeled in the game. You can turn that off, by the way, in the settings if that makes you seasick. I keep it on for realism. Oh, pardon me. Oh my God, yeah, Jive, Chasley, and Wolfpack 345. That's the other guy's name I couldn't remember. He makes a lot of YouTube videos. That guy's very prolific. Yes, a co-op stream would be awesome. Yeah, I've never met or even talked to any of those guys, but I do see their channels on YouTube. And yeah, Wolfpack's great. Yeah, Wolfpack, Chasley. Captain Rex says, heart went ballistic on me. Thankfully being well taken care of and medically. Good to catch stream finally. And Jive Turkey. You're oh my God. I did say Navy, didn't I? He's Royal Canadian Air Force flying the land-based planes. I apologize for saying you were a Navy man. Also, how's the volleyball team? Volleyball team's good? Your little Air Force volleyball team? You know, the Navy, we got a football team. Yeah. It's because we're men. That's right. Although we handle... Okay, continuing on, Captain Rex says, although we do handle the air from time to time, they only got boats, no planes, no helos. Okay, oh wow, so the Royal Canadian Air Force handles maritime air patrol. Whoa, man, the Royal Navy, they gotta fix that. What? No, there's gotta be naval aviation in the Royal Canadian Navy. Yeah. Somkin, the AI have not attacked yet. Yep, not yet. They haven't. Trying to figure it out. Trying to see if they will. We're coming up to 100 feet to try and gain contact here. And yeah. I'll tell you what we can do. Let's go up to Periscope depth and let's take a look with AIS and ESM. If he's running his radars, and he should in this weather be running everything, we will see. So let's just I don't like running around at 100 feet because we could get run over by one of those big ass what do you call them? They tankers. Yeah, those guys. Those guys can draft 90 feet easily. The big ones can. Oops, whoa. Easy there. Make your depth 5 feet. Man, okay, we're probably going to broach. And in this weather, I don't care. I honestly don't. I'm sure the pilot will do his best not to broach. But let's go and raise the mast, even though it's going to be a little bit useless. Because the weather is horrible up there. It's a hurricane, folks. Oh, what's... Pardon me. Captain Rex says, careers diverge. She is a great person. Oh, who's this? We're talking about somebody? Oh, you dated a RCAF women's team years ago. Are you serious? I was making a joke about the volleyball team, and you madman, you dated one of the RCAF women's team's members years ago. You probably have stories you can't tell here, but I would love to hear them privately in Discord one day, sir. Your victories are legendary among the Jive Turkey community, sir. I'll leave it at that. All right, we have 3 contacts, and we had to come all the way to 75 feet to get them. So we might be doing this approach from Periscope depth. I planned on doing the attack from Periscope depth. We might have to do the approach from Periscope depth. All right, let's do it real quick. Oh my God, I can't see nothing. Jeez Louise, hold on. This is terrible. Hold on. Stabilization on, thermal on. Holy crap. Yeah, it's so bad. Okay, no close contacts. No. Oh, we have 1 airborne contact. Where's he at? Where's he at? All right, let's try that again. Where the hell's my airborne contact at? Oh my God. I don't see him. There it is. What the hell is that? Somebody's shining a spotlight at us. Oh, there it is. What the hell's that? It's probably the sun. If that's a helicopter, it's game over, folks. We're in a lot of trouble if that's a helicopter. Oh, wow. I might actually see something. What the hell? I might actually see something right there. No. All right, so we do have good sonar track here. We're going to stay here while we have track. There we go. Contact bearing. Oh, my God, Aaron, get on the thing. Contact bearing. We're going to do this again, aren't we? Bearing mark. Range. Oh, my God. Quarter division high power, which is 18,000 yards. Angle on the bow. Oh, yeah, angle on the bow. We're going to be doing negative numbers. So that's starboard side. This is a tanker. Classified tanker broadside. Angle on the bow is a little bit, it's hard to tell. I'm going to put 90. Speed of a tanker is 10 knots in the sea state. He's just plowing the waves. Classified tanker, mark. Let's try not to get hit. This is the type of guy that if he hits us, we're going to just sink immediately. Oh, my word. Okay. Let's dip the scope because we've been up for way too long. Having the scope out of the water is what Captain Wreck loves in his little airplane up there going, there's a periscope, you know. Now, let's raise the ZSM mast and the AIS mast, honestly. So visual. So I got visual on Sierra 1. He is a merchant. He's not our contact of interest. We're going to track all these boys as soon as we get it raised up. All right, so that contact that we just saw is course 047. We should put this. His speed is only 5 knots because of the seas. That's crazy. All right, so let's put that in the fire control system. What's his range? All right, if we put 5 knots in course 047, range should solve itself. So I'm going to leave that up for now. Come over to the fire control system. That was Sierra 1. His course. Fire control solution is actually not bad, especially in these conditions. He had the speed pretty much nailed. Good job, fire control. So I'm pretty impressed with that. Much better than yesterday. I don't know the range, so let's apply that, and it will calculate range for us. So the range is still at like 20,000. Oh, the AI is giving us a range right there. What is that? Let's go to 28,000. I'm just guessing that that's what he's actually at. Yes, pretty close, pretty close. Apply that. Okay. So V1, I'm going to merge Sierra 1 and V1. So Sierra 1, Victor 1, those are the same contact. I'm looking at the same thing. I'm surprised I could see that far. No way, that's crazy. But that's what I see when I look out the scope in that direction. So now we do have Sierra 2 down here. Who's that? Let's come over here and take a look at Sierra 2. I haven't forgot about the AIS mast. I know it's up. And then, by the way, that's a much bigger radar reflection than our optics mast is here. So as long as that thing's out of the water, I might as well keep this thing out of the water. I thought I saw something. So what we're looking at here, this is IR, infrared. Yeah. Now that looks nice. Is it a nice day all of a sudden? Nope. Never mind. It's still raining. Oh yeah, you can see the mast raised right there. That's the HDR mast. Or is it HDR? I think it is HDR. Either way, it's raised up. Let's look down this bearing. This is a new contact down here. Who is this? Who we got down this way? Oh, yep. I see a shadow, and I mean a shadow. Wow, a shadow. I'm going to mark the bearing as Victor 2. Oops, let's add a new contact. Oh my God, I literally don't see it now. There it is, I see it again. Okay. I love how the contacts are kind of coming in and out of visual. That's realistic. When I was in the Navy, I was qualified Periscope operator, so I've seen this happen. I don't know what weird effect in reality does that, but you'll see a contact barely, and then it's gone, and then it's there again. It's almost like you're imagining it. Yeah, it's crazy. Do we have a biologic kill count yet? Not yet. We've had bios, we've had whales in every scenario. Haven't shot one yet. We're gonna get there. All right. Angle on the bow of Victor 2. I did not put that. Oh, I wonder if that's the fire control. I don't know. Anyway, just for good habits, I'm going to go ahead and lower this mast. Fully aware that the ESM mast is raised. Oh, wow, we got really good sonar contact now. Really good sonar contact. Let's take a listen to this on the sphere. This is going to be our best audio, I think. We'll find out. It should be. Nope. Okay. Way too much sea state. That's really good. That's really good. Holy smokes, that's good audio. Unfortunately, that's a merchant. That's a clean merchant. That's very clean. Who's this? I thought this was own ship, but oh, it is. It is own ship. Okay. Dude, that's clean. I'm going to call it a merchant because it sounds like one, but merchants aren't normally this clean. Usually a clean sound is a warship, not a merchant. Let's see what narrowband says. I'm going to turn audio off to process narrowband. I'm going to repeat this all day today so that as people come into the stream, they learn this. Whenever we go to narrowband, we'll temporarily lose the ability to hear, and we'll regain it too. Okay, but I want to look at that contact. Oh, Lord have mercy. Bring it back up right here. All right, let's put up some gain. Damn, that's clean. Dude, yeah, this might be a warship. It sounds like a merchant. It really does. It doesn't sound like a warship at all. It sounds clean though, and it's got no tonals. This is a very well-maintained merchant or brand new merchant. Wow, look how clean that is. Wow, wow, wow. All right, let's take a look at his screw blade. I'm not going to hang my hat that it's a merchant yet, but it might be. Let's go here. Oh, I need to pause the narrowband, sorry. This is what you got to do to get Demon and audio back, and this is what I always forget. You have to stop the narrowband update by clicking the button. Changing screens does not stop it, and that's what was kind of throwing me off. Maybe to make it easier, if the devs are watching, whenever the operator, being me, like an idiot, if I go to another array that's not narrowband, just stop the update automatically. Make it the same as hitting the stop button. Just an idea, you know, I don't know. God bless, that's good. That's good audio. I got a hard on. Holy smokes. Oh, boy, that's good. Damn, it's quiet. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's a merchant yet, just because of how good it sounds. So this guy's a merchant, for sure. I switched contacts on here. This is a new contact. Okay. Confirm merchant right here. Listen. Okay, now new contact. Yeah, I think it's a merchant. It sounds almost identical. But look how clean it is. Man. Whenever you see a ship that is that well maintained, think it's not run by a private company because they're keeping all the profits for themselves. They're not putting it back into the ship for maintenance, right? That's just the reality. That's not an opinion. That's just that's what happens. So typically merchants, after their first voyage, they begin to sound more and more dirty. Dirty little merchants. And damn, boy, that sounds good. Now let's check AIS. I don't think we have any AIS on that bearing. But let's double check that to make sure. I may be wrong. Oh, well, never mind. We might have it. So Sierra 2, Victor 2. Yeah, we have one AIS contact. And, dude, Sierra 2 is not transmitting AIS. If he's a merchant, he should be doing that. So already he's breaking the law. He's outside the realm of doing what he's supposed to do. Why don't we have this? Hold on a second. Hello? Uh-oh. Oh, no. What happened? Hello? Okay, you. Track. Okay, we're tracking this guy in AIS data. We know he's the merchant. Oh, this is ESN. Okay, gotcha. How is he not running a surface search radar? Okay, I don't know. This guy's not transmitting anything. I say we run down there and we talk about that guy. God, he's far away. All right, I think this is an interesting scenario. One, we don't have nearly as many contacts as I thought we'd have. I think I'm going to reset the scenario with a lower sea state. The sea state's doing its job. It's not helping us achieve the goal here, which is to perform a periscope approach and attack. But take a look at our time bearing display. This is really good. We have really good track. This is from the towed array. But this guy's 44,000 yards away, and we'd have to run to the south to get close to him. I don't know. I'm kind of curious as to what he is, but I want to reset the scenario anyway with a lower sea state. We're going to do that. Apologize for the immersion breaking. What we can do here, let's just find out who he was. To the gentleman asking about the Type 55, there he is. How far away was he? I didn't see him. Was he the shadow I saw to the south? Damn, he sounded good, too. Do you think was that possibly Sierra 2? Hold on. Let's do that. Let's see if Sierra 2 lines up with him. Oh, he's dead in the water? He's not moving? Come on, video game. Oh, well, one, they're on the same relative bearing. Damn, bro. Because he's not moving, we clearly did not hear his screws. He was just sitting there. I don't know why. All right. Next scenario, I want a contact that actually moves and makes noise so I can do something with him. We would have ran across him and just been surprised as hell because he was sitting there dead in the water acting like he's a post or something. All right, so let me show you the custom scenario builder. Not builder, but custom scenario. Like, these are all pre-planned things. Like, you have 4 to choose from, which is nice. And these are all pre-built missions. But there's also a random mission generator, which is what we were just doing, called Quick Mission. Now, right now, in this build that I have, very pre-release build, I can do a convoy, or I can do a 1v1. I kind of want to do a 1v1. And the only choice I have right now is frigate. Okay. So we're going to start shallow, not surface. I don't know why we started surface last time. That was dumb. Enemy distance is going to be medium, because I want to give us time to approach and attack this knucklehead. I want weather, though. Can you guys see that? Weather? Yeah, weather's going to be good. That way we're not dealing with that, right? I want to be daytime so we can see him. I do want some civilian traffic. I mean, not a lot. And I want it to be deep water. Please be deep water. I'm so sick of the shallow water right now. We spent all week in the shallow water. I want to be in the deep water. And we're going to do block 3. Block 3 always. Okay, are there any questions? Shot and sunk for sure. He thinks he thinks it's a sink X and he's the target. Yeah. So I do apologize for ending the mission that way. But as you could see, if he's just going to sit there, we would really have little chance to hear him on sonar until we get really close. You can hear a dead in the water contact on sonar. You can, absolutely. But obviously it's not very far. Yeah. Now, that's a good tactic for a surface ship. Turn off everything and sit there and just listen. Don't conduct helicopter operations. Don't do any discharge overboard, and just listen and be like a post. Now, I wouldn't use a Type 55 for that mission. That's a very capable destroyer that can do many other things rather than sit there, right? But hey, let's not pick apart the details. Let's enjoy the game. This game comes out on Monday, and I'm sure that's probably going to be a huge update. I cannot wait for that. Oh, Monday, shoot. I got a meeting on Monday, don't I? Son of a gun. We're going to stream early on Monday, I think, because I have a meeting in the afternoon. Yep. That sucks. Oh, well. Here we are. What are we at? Okay, own ship is, we're on course south, basically. Oh my God, we're at 13 feet again. All right, I've shown you guys how to dive the ship twice this week, including today. I'm not going to do it again, just for time expediency. I'm going to say make your depth that, and I'm going to go open the... There we go. I'm not going to sound diving alarm or nothing. We're just going to do it. Let's bring up sonar. I should have taken a sounding. You're absolutely right. That's my bad. I skipped a critical step that keeps you from, running into the ground. My bad. Hey, we're venting. You see the vent right there? I'm lowering the periscope again, or the whatever you call it, photonics mast. All right, you see the little spray coming up from the bottom of the screen there? Yeah, that's the forward group venting. And then let's go look at the aft group. There it is. And there's the aft group venting. That's what you want to see. You want both venting. If one vents and the other doesn't, you're going to end up like a little, you're hanging there like you're a sleeping whale. You don't want that. That's not good. No, nobody wants that. All right. But before we bonk into the bottom, let's check. Let's turn on the fathometer. Whoopsie. Let's check out the fathometer. That's ray trace. Fathometer. Here we go. Let's turn this bad boy on. Let's see. Matty D says, what ID you don't add any of AI? What? I don't know. Let's see if I can catch up on some of these conversations while we dive the boat here. Yeah, the bottom depth is very deep. It's over 2,000 fathoms, so we're fine. We're fine. So what do you think about modern naval warfare and walking around? I kind of like it. I wasn't a fan of this type of gameplay with Silent Hunter 5. If you guys played that game, it was very similar to this. It was a diesel boat, World War II sim. But at least this walking around, everything is within a few feet of each other. It's very well laid out like the real Virginia is. I did not like it in that other video game because you had to go to 2 different levels. If you wanted to operate the Periscope, I had to climb a ladder. And in the game, you literally had to walk to the ladder and go up to operate things. In this game, even if you don't want to walk around, you can just hit the F2 keys. So this is F2, F3, F4. I see people that are making tutorials now, other creators. That's how they're doing it. It's very smart. Very smart. We got really good contact too. This is awesome. I like this environment. Oh, we got to set up our sonar, guys. This poor guy's like, I have no idea what I'm looking at. Yeah, so let me get you some help there, buddy. There you go. Her name's Becky. Oh, no, this is Bob. Bob and Becky. There are two crewmen here. And then we have the Cobb. Oh, no, it's not the Cobb. Oh, it's the Chop. This is the supply officer. He's the guy that gives us our grease pencils. Thank you, Chop. You're a good man, Chop. Chop is Navy speak for supply officer. All right, now that we're down here, okay, good. We've already, oh no, we did. Yeah, we did. Okay, we shut. And then this head valve needs to be shut too. We shut that manually. Okay. All right, speed 3 knots, depth 70 feet. Okay. Looking good. Okay, we're getting down on depth pretty well. I do love that we have these contacts. This is so good. This is what I wanted. Yay. It's happening. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 contacts. Let's get time bearing plot up on here because that's going to be very important. TBP is time bearing plot, and that's that one. Let's put time bearing into relative mode. There we go. Boom. 4 contacts. Man, beautiful display. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Pretty good. Let's take a look at our tubes. We have 4 Mark 48s. We're going to go ahead and make 2 ready. We don't need 4 shots for this scenario. It should be 1 frigate. We'll put 1, pardon me, weapon into him, and then we'll reassess. Where's my ship? There he is. All right, fire control, let's start making some solutions, Buccarino. Oh, there we go. We do have Becky today. That's Becky's sister. So we got Bob. We're waiting on the next update. Is there a Jingles? Oh, well, I wouldn't want to insult Mr. Jingles by... Yeah, I'm not going to put any real people in my crew by name because I will abuse the hell out of all these people. Yeah, so they must remain fictitious so I do not get sued and canceled on social media. Oh boy. Apex is here. How's it going, Apex? He says, does the entire crew know the vessel's location? You know what's funny? When I was in the Navy, I always assumed everyone knew where we were and what we were doing, but we certainly didn't talk about it. So after I came off, well, I wouldn't say came off mission, but after I left the Navy and I began talking to other Navy people, it was then that I realized that some people, especially in the engine room, where all they do is make steam and my fresh water for my shower, which is the most important job they have, that's really all they care about. I don't care about. They care about a lot of things, but that's all they know. That's all they want to know. They just want to go back and boil the water with the hot rock. And so it's quite likely that a lot of those guys knew that we were on mission, that we had spies on board, and we were doing certain things in waters that we're not supposed to be in. And that's all probably true. But what's funny for me is because I knew where we were and I knew everything that was happening as far as the tactical world went, which is only one small part of it. There's more to it than that. I kind of assumed everybody knew that, but I also understood that when you're off watch, you don't talk about it with anyone, including people you stand watch with. Plus, who the hell wants to talk about work when you're not at work? You know, this is like living in the office building that you work at, right? The few times that I'm not on my floor that I have my cubicle in, and I'm down by the polo courts, I don't want to be talking about my cubicle. So it's very easy not to talk about work when you're off watch. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's my perspective on what other people know. I can tell you as a sonar supervisor and senior sonarman, I knew a lot of what was going on, and it was fucking incredible. Like, if you want to have a good time, join Submarines. You will have fun and then never be able to talk about it. But you'll have a good time. Yeah. Oh no, we lost him. Shit. We lost all of our contacts again. You bastards. Okay. Let's check the environment as we're supposed to do. Layers at 72 feet. Oh boy. All right, we have got to get good data. Once we have good data and we have solutions on all 4 contacts, I'm gonna dive again. But because of this flippin' environment we're in, I gotta go back shallow again. This is why I really want to go to a different area of the globe. But I assume, for the quick missions, all we have is this body of water. So, I assume that. What are we doing? Oh yeah, we gotta go shallow again. Yeah, I said that. Okay. Lost my train of thought there for a second. Let's go. You never want to operate at 100 feet. That's just dumb. But this is kind of an exception because we don't have sonar contact if we don't. Like we have nothing. So, it's a very weird sonar environment we're in. And unfortunately, it's every single scenario. Yeah, I wish they would give us a little different SVP. Just for some variety, right? As far as sonar performance goes. All right, Vulcan Rider says, unfortunately, that is the conundrum I live in. I get paid for my hobby, so now I live with... So now that I WFH. Oh, yeah. You live in your cubicle. Yes. I recommend a large home if you work from home. So the area that I work in my house is completely separate, physically separated from where I watch TV and hang out with the family. It's 2 completely different, not just rooms, wings of the palace I live in. Yeah. I have to go past the servants' quarters to get to my house. Yeah. The second garage over there. Past the boat dock. That's where my home's at. Of the estate. Yeah. This is the Jive Turkey complex we live in. I work in one building of the complex. None of that's true, by the way. But I do recommend a big home if you can afford it. the Jive Turkey mansion, yeah. Yeah. I have a hot tub. I do have that. I'll call it a spa. Yeah. You guys wanted a hot tub stream years ago. And I was like, I'm not doing a hot tub stream, you maniacs. What's wrong with you? You want a hot tub stream until you get it. Then you're like, oh, what have we done? Yeah. That's what would have happened there. Hey, we got contacts back. Yay. All right, let's classify these bad boys. Let's listen to some audio, huh? Let's do that. What's Sierra 3? Do you think that's a Type 55? Let's find out. There we go. I'm thinking 4 blades. Merchant. All day long. Probably this is on the left draw and right. This guy's going to run us over. The first thing we have to do is get the hell out of the way of this guy. Like, this guy is no kidding going to run us over. I'm not even joking. Holy shit. Is that Sierra 3? Let's turn the boat. Turn the boat. Oh my god, we're on a collision course. What the video game is trying to kill us. Stop it. Oh my god. 090 now. Like, get there now. Holy smokes. I'm going to take a look at this knucklehead. Well, we're not at Periscope depth. Not only is this guy close, like he's literally gonna knock our sail off. Holy smokes. He's got to be on course. Oh boy. Let's take a look at the what's his course? His course is 330. His speed's probably 10 knots, maybe 15. 15 knots, and he's close. Less than 10,000 yards. Sierra 3. Let's put that in fire control. I'm gonna come over here to my captain stack and put that in for Sierra 3, because Sierra 3 is scary. Sierra 3 is a very scary person right now. We's gonna die. Oh! It's the other side of the line of sight. Not a collision course, thank God. What were we on? We were on south, right? This is still a good maneuver for us, just to get the hell out of the way of this guy. Oh, I got a new mouse. Look at that. It's got lights on the bottom. I have no idea why this mouse has lights on the bottom. What the fuck does that do? As long as it works, right? I had to get a new mouse today. Because my old mouse was broken. I couldn't even use the Periscope yesterday. It was like, yeah. Well, I blame the mouse for that. That might have been more than just the mouse. But the mouse wasn't helping, I'll tell you that. The mouse was not helping yesterday. Oh, pimp status. Yeah, I got pimp status on my mouse, right? Oh, you guys are still going on about the hot tub. How much of a lag do we have on the stream? If you guys, we talked about the hot tub 10 minutes ago. We've moved on to my pimp status, glowy green and yellow. I don't know. It's changing colors. Mouse. I probably paid extra for that. Freaking my I could make jokes. I should. My accountant hates that I charge stuff like that on the business card. And I'm like, but I use it for work. And she's like, the RGB lights you don't use for work, you get a Microsoft 2-button mouse for $10 next time. That's the conversation I expect to have with my accountant tonight. Or whenever she finds out that I spent 30 bucks on a mouse. Or what? Yeah, it was probably 30 bucks. I have no idea, actually. I should check the prices when I buy things. I don't do that either. That's why I have an accountant. I don't need to. Ha! That's how that works. What are we doing? We got left 15 degrees rudder. Yeah. Look at how quickly his bearing rate changed the moment we came across line of sight. This dude was close. Yeah. Thank God he's a merchant. If that was a warship, we'd be in trouble. Well, he'd be in trouble because I'd shoot him. Look at that. He's right there. You can't miss with that shot. He's like right in front of us. Yeah. Let's take a listen to him on Demon. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. I'm going to turn off the audio so I can turn it up. I mean, I'm going to turn this way up. Yeah, it's definitely a 4-bladed screw. That's why I think it's a merchant. 1, 2, 3. It's printing as a 3. You said it has 3 lines. 1, 2. Oh, it's a 4. Yeah. So what's his speed? 300 RPM. It's a light merchant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 3-bladed screw. Is it 2 3-blades? It's at least 1 3-blade. It sounds like a 4-blade to me, and it's printing like a 4. I'm gonna call it a 4-bladed screw. So 4 blades. If it's 4 blades. Oh, they need to write this down. Okay, whenever the manual gets updated, I need to check this. Because if it's a 4-bladed screw, do you go to the 4th blade to get the RPM? Or do you go to the 6th blade to get the RPM? Which blade do you go to get the RPM? Because we got 2 different RPMs here. Or we could do this. It's definitely not 39 RPM. No. It's going fast. So because this Demon display is for the game and not like the real one that I remember anyway, I don't know if I should use my Navy training, if I should use what I see on the screen, or if I should use this and just multiply it by a certain number. I don't know. And that's going to be in the book, I'm sure, the manual, once it's updated. All right, let's stop that. Let's turn this way down so I don't deafen you guys. That's just something we're going to have to wait on. I don't know how the game is calculating that. Holy smokes, look at that guy. Who's this? Look at Sierra 1. Sierra 1's a quiet girl. Ooh, who you over here? Let's take a listen to Sierra 1 before she goes in the baffles. Okay. Yeah, it sounds light and fluttery. It's very light and fluttery. I like it. Okay. So now that we've avoided catastrophe, I want to come to a course where I can track the other 3 contacts and not have this really loud close merchant in the way. Acoustically. Unfortunately, he's driving in between 2 other contacts. So I think the best thing we can do now is let's come to course north and classify Sierra 1. Because CR3 right now is a merchant. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and put CR3 merchant symbol on the contact so I remember that. The merchant is this green square. Apply that. There we go. So now whenever we come over here, we see a green square. We know he's do not shoot that man. I think CR1's a merchant as well. Let's turn to the north and confirm that. We're slowly eliminating who not to shoot. So, what am I doing here? Heading. Let's go north. It'd be nice if the contact to the north is the warship, because he's isolated by himself. I could comfortably engage that with a harpoon, knowing there's no collateral damage anywhere near that contact. But for that reason is why I assume it's not the contact we have to shoot. It's probably going to be one of these two, because they're on the same relative bearing, go in the same direction. One of these is going to be an interfering contact. Like, that could be the target, and this could be an innocent merchant that's going to be in the way the whole time that we're going to be very careful of. I think that's the scenario that we find ourselves in. All right, let's read some chats here. Let's see. Vulcan Rider says, sucks when you are married to the accountant. Oh, yeah. I suppose she's like the secondary accountant, isn't she? Yeah. I can't get away with nothing. Between the accountant and my wife, I get away with zero. Yeah. I get away with more with you guys, which is very little, than I do with them. I think they compare notes. I think that's what happens. Yeah. That's what I think is going on. Captain Rick says, have you seen the Air Defender? I did. I bought it. I bought Air Defender. The problem with Air Defender is that it uses all these terms. Like the only British city I know is London. And it talks about all these other stations as if I know where they're at in that game. I have no idea. How does Sonar contact classification system work in the game? Well, let me tell you what. Let's start with the symbology, Mr. Man. Well, I'm gonna answer your question about Sonar, but before you can classify something in this game, in Sonar, you have to know your choices. So basically a contact, whether it's airborne, seaborne, or submarine, that does not matter. They're either friendly, neutral, or hostile. And if they're none of those three, they're unknown. So every contact is unknown until it's either friendly, neutral, or hostile. Okay? Those are your three choices in Sonar in this game. Surface, air, and submerged are also in the game, by the way. But first things first. Let's see if we have any contact. I'm trying to figure out who CR1 is. Yeah, we're coming to the north so we can get a good look at this dude. I might need to come all the way around to the west. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's keep going around to 270. Oh my God. He is going the way that I thought was going to run us over. Okay. Well, let's not come around to the west then. We got to get south of this chucklehead if he's going that direction. Oh boy. All right, fine. You know what? Let's make this real easy. So I'm going to answer your question, but I don't have any contacts. Oh, I suppose we could do this one. The really loud contact. Let's do this one here. So the question is, how do we classify contacts in Sonar in this video game? We have three choices. Let's start with, is it an airplane, a surface ship, or a submarine? We determine CR3 is a surface ship because it has audio. Right here. It's in the baffles. God bless America. So we listened to it. It sounded like a surface ship. Now, the average Joe out there that's never put on a pair of headphones in a Sonar shack is going to be like, I have no idea what that sounds like. Help me out. I got you, bro. I got you. That's why I'm here. I got you. I'm doing this with the contact of the baffle, so it's not going to be great. do you see these lines right here? These are the shaft lines. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then it kind of stops. That means he's got 4 blades on at least one shaft. 2 shafts can look very similar, but the resolution here is so poor, it's going to be hard to determine if it's 1 or 2 shafts. Most merchants will have 1 shaft anyway for cost reasons. More so maintenance than fuel. So a 4-bladed single shaft, noisy as hell contact, 99% of the time is going to be a merchant. So we determined that he's a surface ship. We determined that because of his screw blade, he is a... oh shit, that's a new contact, and that is scary as hell. Who's this? Hold on. Oh, that's us. Ha! Hey, a submarine. Well, fucking, my heart dropped when I saw that. Holy cow, dude. I'm going to cut that part from the YouTube video. Hold on a second, sir. I got to catch my breath, okay? What the hell is CR1 doing? Let's listen to this. CR1's doing something weird. What the fuck is that? Oh, sure. He's not doing it now that I'm listening to him. What is this nonsense? Let's take a look at CR1. CR1's being suspicious. Yeah. I thought this guy had 3 blades. Let's see how many blades he's got. He's got 1 blade. He's got a broke-ass propeller is what he's got. I think this is like a fishing trawler or something. A small merchant or fishing trawler. I don't like that. I can't see how many blades he has. And don't get carried away, but warships sometimes will show up like this too. I don't have any indication that this guy's a warship. So, but with a really bright trace like that with 4 blades, I assume that he's a surface ship, not a submarine. Certainly not an airplane. So of the 3 categories of vessels in the game, I got it down to surface ship. Now, the only other question is he neutral, hostile, or friendly? Well, 1, there are no friendly contacts in this game as far as I'm concerned. We're killing everybody. So is he neutral, war crime, or is he an enemy, a target? In this case, I think he's neutral. I think it's a merchant. And because I'm looking for somebody else, I'm not going to bother sinking the neutral guy. That's how classification works. Now, that's with broadband and demon. I suspect what you want to know is narrowband. And spherical array narrowband sucks. But let's give it a shot. I'm going to use the wide aperture array. Let's see what wide aperture array tells us. Okay. So the final step in the classification process after you look at the broadband information. Now keep in mind, in reality, we got like 4 people doing this all at the same time. So somebody's doing demon, somebody's doing narrowband, 2 people are doing broadband. You know, it's concurrent. But because we're a single player, we have to do this all on our own. We come over here to narrowband, we look for tonals. I don't see any tonals right now. I'm not surprised. Your best tonals, your best mapping are going to be down here. And it's going to be from towed arrays. Because the wide aperture array doesn't go that low in terms of frequency. I mean, I can turn this up. I can really overdrive the amplifier to try and push the gram to go down to about 1300 hertz, washing out everything in the upper area. But I still don't see any tonals there, and I'm not surprised by that. Let's try the sphere. The bow array. This guy's fading because he's in our baffles. He's probably not going to have anything. Yeah, that's too much. Tone that down just a little bit. Anyway, so whenever you're on narrowband, you should use all your arrays, period. But I prefer to use any of the towed arrays over every other array that you have. You will get much more clear tonal information, frequency information on TB34 or TB29. And of the two, TB29 is the best. So, but this is the other way you classify it. But because I have no tonals to show you, I can't really do anything with them, unfortunately. All right. And always make sure you manually stop the gram update whenever you leave the narrowband. That way your audio comes back. Yeah, this guy. So Sierra 1 looks like a working trawler. Like he's moving along, singing a song, having a grand old time. He got to his nets, and now he's hooking up nets and making all sorts of noise, not moving anywhere. That's what this looks like to me. But our contacts are going to the south. So I want to turn around and get behind. If CR3 is going northwest like that, we want to go south. So let's turn back to the south and take another look at the two contacts we have to the west that are not CR3. Because those guys, one of those guys is probably the warship we got to sink. If the guy to the north that we just looked at is a trawler. Whatever he's doing, it's not warship things. All right, let's go heading 180. Turn to starboard. Okay, that's cool. Do we have any contact right now? Is everybody in the baffles? Let's find out. Everybody but Sierra. Okay, we're going to put Sierra 1 in the baffles and just keep them there. Because I'm afraid Sierra 2, Sierra 4 are going away from us. If we don't classify them now, we may not get another chance. I can always come back to Sierra 1. He's not going anywhere very fast. Kind of a convoluted answer to your question. I apologize for that. We don't have any total rays deployed, so I can't show you everything that I would use to classify contact, but that's the process that I use. Do I shoot it or not? And is it an airplane or a submarine? Can't shoot airplanes. All right, let's take a look at these other sonar contacts. So we got Sierra 4. I'm mixed up. Oh, yeah, zoom out. There we go. Sierra 4 is moving right along. He's got really good track. I like him, 22,000 yards away. The fire control solutions today are much better than yesterday. They're doing a good job. And it's probably because we have more continuous sonar tracking. We've been struggling with tracking contacts in sonar all week. But now because I'm at 100 feet, which is not a good place to be, look at the stack of dots we have. This is really tight. That's good. That's really good. Sierra 4. That's not so good. So we got to work on this one. He's been in the baffles for a while, so once we come down to the southerly course, we'll have a better idea of who he is and what he's doing. In my mind, mentally, I'm convincing myself Sierra 2 or Sierra 4 is our warship. One of those two, probably a warship. We probably need to get a towed array out just to confirm that. So we're not going to deploy a towed array while we're turning. That's dumb. Don't do that. But once you're steady on course, we're going to do that. I'm going to stay at 100 feet, even though that's a bad idea, just to maintain sonar track. But I'll be able to combine towed array information, give you guys a good example of classification, and that'll also tell us who the warship is. And we'll use the fat line. The fat line towed array. All right, wow. I haven't read chat in a long time, so let's catch up with you guys. Dark Tidings, how's it going? He says, first time watching you live, love your stuff. Good, good, good. Your brother served on the Seawolf. Whoa. Awesome. Well, tell him I said hi. From a sonar tech. It's Render says, did the game update today? It should update today, but I haven't seen the update yet. Yeah, I haven't seen the update come across yet. I was kind of hoping it would update on Friday, but haven't seen it yet. Hard to classify right now without the classification handbook. That's true. There is, it exists, because I've seen it during our meeting on Monday. They showed it to us. There is a handbook that I assume will be right here in documentation. Let's just double check. right now the documentation has not been added to, but there is a recognition guide that they're building, and a lot of it's done, that will have tonal information in that. It will have like 5 tonals for every contact, maybe more, maybe less, but tonal information for every contact. So you can use the book, go to the narrowband display and see what matches and what doesn't. Yeah. But we have no tonals over there even now. So even if we had the book, it kind of wouldn't have made any difference. But we are going to get a recognition manual at some point. Monday? I don't know. I'm not promising nothing at this point. Or at any point, I should say, because I didn't make the game. All right, we're going to head south. We assume everybody's faster than us. We're only doing 5 knots because we're at 100 feet. At some point, we're going to have to go deep and fast because we want to get out ahead of these contacts. So the more time I spend doing this stuff, the further behind we fall. So that's why I want to get going. I want to go. I want to classify the contact. We got to get steady on course first. Oh my goodness. Captain Cloud is an active chief sonar tech. Holy crap, dude. And he's on the Virginia classes. Well, okay, I'll tell you what. Officially right now, Captain Cloud 8 knows more about this room than I do. I was on 688 Flight 1, Flight 2. So I've never stepped foot into this room in reality. And the sonar system that I was using whenever I left the Navy was the Q10 V4, which is the Block 1, or built Virginia Block 1 sonar system. I don't know what Block 2 has. It might be on that one too. So, but I did not use... a lot of the displays are very similar, but this one, I don't remember this one being on the Q10. The situational awareness display. I like it though. It's pretty good for the officer of the deck. Anyway, hey man, great to have you here. Feel free to add anything, including corrections. I'm not opposed to being wrong while talking about these systems, because I've been out of the Navy forever. It's been a minute. Anyway, but thanks for coming by, and feel free to hang out as long as you can. Like and subscribe. It says, do you always have to look at the manual to classify contacts? No, you better memorize it. If you want to be like a real sonarman, you'll memorize it. Every tonal, the key tonals, I should say, for the important contacts, warships. Know what an airplane looks like, not just sounds like. You should be able to look at the narrowband display and be like, ah, it's an airplane. You know, specifically like an IL-38 or a what does China have? I don't know what they call their P-3 Orion plane, but they've got one too. The name escapes me right now. Anyway, Somkin says, any leaked docs yet? No, there's no leaked docs. They just haven't updated the game yet. Like I said just a few minutes ago, I hope that they would update it on Friday. The game comes out on Monday into early access. So even Monday doesn't really mean it's going to update much. I don't know what's going to happen on Monday because it's not a full release on Monday. It's an early access release, so who knows? We will find out together. I'll find out the same time you do. Yeah, Monday morning. Also, Monday, I'll be streaming through the weekend, by the way. Just to catch you up while we're making a course change here. But on Monday, I'm going to stream early because I have an appointment in the afternoon that I got to go to. So Monday early stream. Weekend stream is going to be really casual, you know, much like this. What is this, right? This is casual right here. Oh. I think CR2 is tracking off. Might want to fix that sonar. Okay. We steady on course yet? Nope. About 15 degrees. Could AI be used to classify contact? I don't see why not. I imagine the Navy today is probably using AI tools a lot. I would expect that. It would really help Sonar out for sure. Let's see. Butch says, I have had this game on my wish list since November 2022. That's a long time. That's like 4 years. Glad to see it's glad to see it's finally getting released to early access. Yep, on Monday. You'll be able to get this game on Monday. Let's see. Captain Rex says, in a time when most games sonars are just radar screens, the level of detail is insane. That's true. Yep. I'm having a ball with this sim. This is great. This is my playground right here. I absolutely love it. I don't need to buy another video game ever. This is it. I'm done. Video games, gonna check them off. The problem with this video game is I don't have time to do all my Genshu, you know, bunny rabbit waifu games that I play. Like, how's my new waifu, you know, bunny rabbit girl gonna get her new pink ears if I don't log in this week? You know, I got to get that login credit. I got to get the daily bonus, the daily reward. Those AI girls are really suffering right now because I've been playing Submarine. I've been like, girls, I'm going underway. I'll see you when I'm back, which is kind of real. Yeah, kind of real. Now we have an AI waifu in every port. Don't you worry, baby. I'll buy you those pink bunny ears when I come back. Don't you worry about that. All right. Now that we're on course, let's deploy that total array. I do want to get the fat line out and just see if we can get some good old-fashioned tonals from them. Where's my fat line at? Why am I not looking at the right place? There it is. Extend the fat line, total array. Oh, sorry. Rosie's in chat. Rosie, you know me. I'm just joking. This is jokes. I'm world building my stream. We have Becky. Pardon me, Betty. Sorry. We have Becky. She's the morale officer on board. She's not very good at fire control, but she's doing a good job today. We have Leroy. He's the knucklehead. He's not here right now, so we're probably going to be fine. And we have the Cobb and the Chop. This is the Chop here. And of course, I've got my import waifu girlfriends. It's called world building. Hey, RCO on 175. Holy crap. We're having like a U.S. Navy reunion now because we've got Sonar Chiefs from Virginia classes. And now we have a reactor... RCO. It's reactor something. What he makes the water for my shower that I told you about. Yeah. Well, he may not actually do it himself. He's probably an officer. He's an RCO. Yeah. 755. Well, welcome to it, sir. Oh, RCO 1. Okay, yeah. Reactor Controlman 1. Yeah. You're making the heat that makes my water for my shower, for my Sonar shower. Thank you. Thank you for the water, sir. And you make it warm, too. Well, sort of. You make the power to make it warm. Yeah. Well done. Shifty Mover says, can you play this from just the command console? I don't see why not. I mean, why would you want to? Well, no, you couldn't, because in order to steer the ship, you're going to have to, like... How would you do that here? I don't see how you would do it from here, so... But you can... The way you want... If you want to play this game without walking around the way that I do it, you just hit the F1 key, or F2. This is like F2, and then F3. You'd have to make a little checklist of what all the F3 buttons are. But it takes you to all the different stations by hitting your F keys. That's very Silent Hunter. Yeah, if you guys remember, Silent Service. If you want to go old school sub-sims, Microprose, 1990s, late 80s, Silent Service 1 and 2. Really fun for the time. Yeah, Silent Service. We haven't talked about that game yet. We talked about Gato. We talked about Silent Hunter. We talked about the Sierra game called Fast Attack, which was really fun. They never made a sequel to that one, which surprised me. That was a fun game. All right, we're kind of burning time because we're putting out a towed array. I'm only putting the fat line out so I can go fast and not destroy it. The Sonar Chief in the chat will get a kick out of that. In this video game, if you go full, it destroys the towed array. It's in the game. Yep. I did not comment on that. I will not comment on that. I'm just letting the chief know. I'm just letting him know. Alrighty, Novalogic Wolfpack. Wow. I remember buying that game because I remember the Novalogic box art. Yes. Novalogic was cool. They had this game called Comanche, which was like a helicopter arcade game. It was a lot of fun. I put a lot of hours in that game. 1990s. Okay, Totoro is probably not out yet, is it? I'm getting way ahead of myself. It's extending. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take a quick comfort break while we're extending the Totoro, and then we're going to come back and we're going to classify Sierra 2 and Sierra 4. One of those two, I'm hanging my hat right now, is a warship, is our target that we got to shoot. And we're going to classify them when we come back, okay? Give me like 1 minute. Real quick break, real quick. Ah, much better. Whew. Much better. Man, at least the ship's not on fire this time. Last time I did that, we had all sorts of issues. Okay, how's our Totoro? That's what we want to know. Hey, it's extended. Awesome. Okay, let's go take a look at Sierra. Who's the first one? Sierra 4 is the closest. So let's see if we can find him on the Totoro. TB34. Oh my god. A lot of contacts. Oh man. Hey, this is a great example of the ambiguous contacts. So TB34, we got Sierra 3 right here, but you can also see Sierra 3 over here. This one, it's the same contact. It's just the Totoro, that's the way the line arrays are processed. I'll let the chief explain that in chat. He knows. Look at all this. Look at these transients. That's wild. Why do they all look like that? Anyway, we were going to classify. Let's do that. So the whole reason why I did this was so I could bring up narrowband. Which one's Sierra? What's this bearing here? That's the guy that's all the way down to the south. This is the guy I'm concerned about. This guy might be an actual warship, like for real. So let's see what he is. Let's turn off the audio and turn on the grams. Let's go 5 gram. And he's right here. All right, let's put some gain into the processor here. Am I on the right array? No, I'm on the wrong array. Okay. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. I had selected the wrong array. Now that we're on the right one, let's make sure I'm on the right contact. I think it's this one. What's the bearing to Sierra 4? 247. Yeah, that's this guy right here. Okay. Now that we've got the right guy selected on the right array, let's see what kind of tonals he's got. I'm kind of overdriving it right now, so let me turn that down a little bit. Hey, Chief Engineer, how's it going? Okay. I'm trying to... Man. So you know what's interesting about this is that it's not a merchant. It doesn't look like one to me anyway. This is a quiet boy. It's a quiet boy. Sierra 4. Why are you so quiet, Sierra 4? He's got nothing. I don't see a turbine line. I don't see diesel lines. Diesel lines are very obvious. They stand out. They smack you in the face. And he doesn't have a diesel engine running. And he's making like 15 knots. So he's running a turbine. Well, merchants don't run turbines at 15 knots, or at all. This might be our boy. Okay, let's look at let's look at an obvious merchant just to compare that. This is what an already classified merchant looks like. Same settings. This is a diesel engine right here. Diesel all day long. I'll turn it down so it's not as... It's really being overdriven. That's a diesel engine. I don't see that on Sierra 4. Oh, wow. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Dell. He says, about nukes being aware of the mission, we'd get the operations briefing, but we're excluded from the details. Oh, I didn't know that. So you guys got some idea of what was going on? I mean, everybody kind of knows there's something happening, special happening. But thanks for kind of filling in that blank, because I never really knew. Sometimes the forward O-gangers would come and stand EOW proficiency and fill you in. Yeah, there's no secrets on a submarine, even when there's supposed to be, but who are you going to tell? You know, you're operating in the maneuvering. So, you know. Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Dowdell, for filling me in on that, and the rest of everybody. So I'm looking now at Sierra 8, the guy to the south, and initially that looked like diesel, but all of a sudden it got quiet. So let's put some gain into this array. This guy's much farther distant. Sierra 4 is concerning. Sierra 4 might be our boy. Look at this, though. I don't see shit. Is there more than one? No, this is supposed to be 1v1. The scenario briefing is one hostile contact. This might be an old warship. Do you think the warship is operating this diesel engine? No way. No way. If that's a warship, I'd feel bad for him. I don't even want to shoot him. He might sink on his own. Save the money. That's a $4 million ad cap back there. We don't need to be spending that money. There's no way that's the warship. That's not. If it is, it's. I will gladly misclassify that contact if that's a warship. I will be guilty of that. All right, let's turn off the grams. I got to remember to always turn them off. Let's go take a look at Demon. Demon's going to tell us screw blade information. You know what's funny is we have no trace. Right now, Sierra 4 is my warship. That's what I'm telling myself. That's what I'm telling myself as I cry in the little shower after watch that it's going to be another 18 hours before I can get back on watch and put headphones on again. God, this is so dirty. I don't like this display, but I understand why they did it. So that looks like a 4-bladed right there. I mean, maybe that's 4. What does this one look like? This guy. If this is a war... This is the most likely candidate for the warship, Sierra 4. What's this guy? This guy's all the way up to the north. Remember him? Oh, what the hell? Let's turn that down. Holy smokes. Holy crap, I'm getting a sunburn and I have to put my sunglasses on. Jesus Christ. That's definitely a 3-bladed, right? Look at the harmonics on that thing. Oh, it's because I'm getting bleed over. This guy is so loud, I can't even listen to the guy that's to the north because he's so loud. Okay. 1, 2. All right. So I got merchant, warship, merchant, merchant. That's what I got. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. So here's what I want to do. I want to get out in front of the warship. This warship is not alerted. He doesn't know we're here. Before I spend the next hour getting out in front of him, let's see if I'm wrong. Here's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to Periscope depth and look at these contacts just real quick, briefly. I'm going to look at CR2. We're going to down to the south. That's a merchant. CR4 to the southwest is my warship. Okay, everybody else is merchant. Okay, Let's see if I'm wrong. Just because I don't want to go for an hour and end up being wrong. And as funny as that would be, I don't want to waste your time. Oh, let's get on the right display here. Let's bring this. Are we at 5 knots? Get spun around here. Yeah. Okay. Let's make sure we're at 5 knots first. We're at 100 feet. Let's all the way up, please. Okay, so I'm going to put it right on that contact. I'm even going to zoom it in just a touch. There we go. It should not take long at all to get periscope depth, because we're almost there now. Our depth is 100 feet. Let's go to 5 feet. And if this guy's a warship, I'm going to dip immediately and prosecute it. But I'm hanging my hat on that we're looking at the warship when we get to periscope depth. We'll see how wrong I am. Watch it be the guy that ran us over. It sounds like a merchant. That would be kind of funny. So we're on the color camera. We're looking up. You can kind of see the water go by. I love how they model that. That's really good. I'm not sure if that comes across in the stream at all because of compression, but it comes across in the game really good. All right, so we're doing 5 knots. We're at 86 feet, coming to 55 feet. We got the photonics mass aimed right at what we think is a warship. No screwing around. Let's just see if that's him. Bearing 246. 7-8 feet coming up. Sunlight. The arch enemy of every sonarman. Sunlight. Oh my god, I can't see a damn thing. Oh my god, wrong button. Okay. Not great. That's thermal. Let's go to IR. Aha. Oh my god. What the hell's that? That looks like a merchant. Alright, so Sierra 4 is definitely a merchant. Just mark his bearing there. Did we mark it as Victor 1? We did. Okay, so his range, I'm just going to guess here, it's like 18,000. And then angle on the bow is going to be, this is where I'm going to have to use a negative number here. We'll put negative 70. Okay, and speed's 10. Mark that. Okay. Now, normally I would dip the scope right now, but since I was wrong on my classification expectation... Oh, shit. Okay, that looks like... He's either narrow or it's a merchant, and I'm not sure which. He's either a broad merchant or a very narrow warship coming right at us. It's going to be Victor 2. New contact. Bearing mark. Oh, it filled it in for me. That's nice. Yeah, so that is definitely some kind of ship. Let's go ahead and lower the mast now. So both the contacts are merchants. Interesting. This guy looks really narrow. I'm not going to classify him yet. This guy's definitely a merchant. So Sierra 4, let's go and update his symbol. Oh. Somebody already did. Let's apply it. Okay. And let's merge Victor 2 with Sierra 4. Or is it Victor 1? Might be Victor 1. What is that Victor number? Yeah, it's Victor 1. Let's merge those contacts and apply it. There we go. Okay. So Victor 2 looked really narrow, which is very concerning. Let's take a look at Sierra 3 and just see what he was. I expect him to be a really fat tanker. Okay. Oh, whip this bad boy around. Look at that. This thing moves. Oh, shit. Are you kidding me? Guess who Loud Boy is? That is the warship. Wow. Pity him. I'm going to pity. I'm going to put a laser on him because I don't think his laser rangefinder or laser sensor works. I don't think anything on this ship works. How far away is he? 10,000 yards. Mark that. New contact. The guy that was going to run us over, that we avoided being run over, the very loud trace, is the warship. Something that clued me about that, just to give you a little context. It is the only ship that's not making these transients. So these were contextual clues that we had 3 guys doing the same thing. One guy doing his own thing. Well, if you're in a scenario where one guy is a warship and everybody else is doing the same thing, I just could not convince myself that a warship looks like that at 10,000 yards. That's bonkers. But it's not an American warship either. It's a freaking not American one. All right, so I want to sink them, but I don't want to sink them from the butt because I want to prove a point. Whenever we sank that Iranian ship a couple months ago, I think the approach officer did it incorrectly. I'm not sure what happened, to be honest with you, but it wasn't by the book. I know that. It wasn't by the book when I was in, and the book might have changed. Probably did. But, so I'm going to sink this ship. It's an unaware warship by the book, the way it's supposed to be done. And we have Navy people in the chat that can correct me if I'm wrong. All right. Let's lower all mast and antennas, get the hell out of here. I got to get in front of the knucklehead. He's not going very fast, which is nice. Because whenever that torpedo hits this target, whenever I shoot him in about an hour, I want to be able to be at periscope depth and take a picture, even a short video, of what it should look like versus what the Pentagon put out with the real torpedo shot on the Iranian warship a couple months ago. It should be completely different. We'll see. All right, so let's come, let's go deep and come right. So we got to turn around, basically. We let this guy go right by us. And when I say we, I mean you. I'm blaming chat for that. You guys did that. We're going to go deep. We don't even need a towed array. I'll wheel that bad boy in, too. Let's go to 300 feet. Let's go to, basically north. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Huh. Okay. I put that in the wrong one. Let's go to 300 feet depth and then course north. Oh, that's funny. That's why I'm not allowed in the Navy anymore. They're like, listen, he's dyslexic. Get him out of here. I knew a dyslexic sonarman. They did not kick him out. He was a submarine sonarman. I guess he must have had a waiver. But he had already been a sonarman for like 4 years and had re-enlisted. And then they realized he had done a test and was dyslexic. And they kept him. Credit to the Navy. You know, just had to... I worked with him for a year. He was a cool guy. I liked him. Just don't ask him to take notes or do the logs or anything else, really. But he was a good guy. Listen, if you're a good guy, we can overlook a lot of faults, like in the submarine world, because we're all a bunch of weirdos, to be honest with you. You want to talk about weaponized autism? Look around and look at me. Yeah. We're all a bunch of D&D, roleplay, dice rolling, math nerds. Even if we're not good at math, we're math nerds. And autistic as hell. I say that with all the love in the world, by the way. The autism thing. Yes. All right, once we get down on depth, I'm going to start reeling that towed array in, and I'm going to do something that's going to make the chief sonarman in the chat lose his mind, is I'm going to reel in the towed array while going about 10 knots. Yeah. Maybe 15 if I'm feeling wild, you know, if I'm a little... It is Friday, you know, we got to go. Yeah, autism, AK-47. Yeah, right? Exactly. Autism is the AK-47. That's true. Yeah. You'd be surprised how just being a good professional person will get you in life, especially the military. Especially the military. Like, I survived my first couple of years in the military because I didn't know anything. I knew nothing. I was always early, which is called on time in the military, but I was always early. I made sure of that. Said yes, sir, a lot, even if I didn't necessarily know what I was told. And I was be where you're supposed to be. So you want to be where you're supposed to be early. And when you get there, you nod and smile and say yes, sir, a lot. I swear to God, I got through the first year in the Navy just by doing those three things. And as I learned how everything worked, I got better at doing those three things. And it paid off. It was good. And even after you know how to do your job really well, never forget those three fundamentals, because I made so many mistakes that I should have gotten like some serious trouble for in my career. I got that forgiven with a less than career-ending warning, a stern warning and punishment, but not career-ending, because the people I worked with respected me and liked me. And if you can just manage that, you'll be okay. And to be fair, not everyone respected me. I worked with a couple knuckleheads, and they know who they are. But you're always going to have that, I guess. Always going to have that. Yep. Vulcan Rider says, yeah, I missed my calling because my Navy recruiter kept trying to put me in a carrier. Submariners are my people. Yeah, listen. We're a bunch of highly trained misfits is a really good example. The Sonar crew, I don't know why, but it's pretty consistent. Every division has its own personality, and the Sonar personality, whenever I was in anyway, was described to me by a weapons officer on my second command as the coffee drinking aliens from Men in Black. The guys that hung out in the break room drinking coffee all day. He said that was what the wardroom thought of the Sonar shack. And it kind of fit. Yeah, it kind of fit. All right, I'm going to go ahead, now that we're on depth, I'm going to go ahead and speed up. And then we're going to bring in that towed array. Now that I know who our target is, we don't need to demonstrate that anymore. We have a Sonar chief clutching his heart right now, I'm sure. I do apologize for any medical emergency you may incur. Let's retract this bitch. we're retracting it during a turn, a depth change, a speed change, and reeling in the towed array all at the same time. That's like, I violated like 4 major rules right there. Yeah. Listen, I ain't got time to wait. Oh my word. I'm so glad we got people that know how to do this properly in the chat. It's kind of funny. So I'm going to try and get north of this guy and shoot him. That's the point. That's what I want to do. I hope he's not going too fast. How fast was CR3 going by fire control? I bet she's doing 15 knots, right? It's my ballpark. It's not bad weather. Why not do 15 knots, right? CR3. 12 knots. Okay, close enough. So we'll do... I'll go fast. I'm not scared. Pardon me. Part of my nose fell off inside my mouth. That was disgusting. Ugh. Okay. Never making senior. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, my word. Lord have mercy. I do appreciate that we have people here in the chat. This is a good day. I'm so glad you guys found it. All right, we're coming around to Chorus North. Oh, boy. Do that. Just check the speeds here. Yeah, 10 knots, 300 feet. Yep. And as soon as we get that thing in, we're going to haul butt. We're going to move. And I'll also do compression. I'll do time compression so we don't have to actually wait a real hour. Yeah. Twitch notifications are not working again, says Chief Engineer. I am sorry, sir. I am not Twitch tech support. But thank you for letting me know, though. I do mean that. Take my little jab. I don't know why that's not working. It's always been a little random. Recently, it's been working well. But I have absolutely zero control over that, which sucks. We did start a little bit early today because I didn't know how long this was going to go. I wanted to do multiple scenarios, but this one scenario is taking hours. And this is kind of realistic, guys. You don't really do anything in the submarine world quickly. If it's happening quickly, it's probably not a good thing. You're probably being attacked instead of attacking. Yeah. So what I want to do here is I want to run north approximately 1 in-game hour. It won't be an hour for us. And then we're going to head west, establish contact if we lose it during our high-speed transit, and then shoot him. The problem is, in about an hour, take a look at who he's going to be near. Sierra 1, which may be a working trawler, he's not moving very fast, is going to be right where Sierra 3 is when I want to shoot him. We could actually shoot him right now. It's not a good shot. It's not textbook. This is what they did. They didn't even do this to the Iranian tanker. I don't know what they did to the Iranian tanker, unless there was literally 2 submarines shooting that thing. I don't know. It blew my mind when I saw the video. I was like, how did you pull that off? I don't know. All right, so here's what I think we're going to shoot him. Well, he's already 18,000 yards away. It's kind of... He's well within range. We could shoot right now. Sure. You know what? Instead of running for an hour, let's do that. Let's go. We'll walk you guys. Whoa, my frame rate just chugged. Everything good? Are we good? We're good. All right. I'm changing my plan a 3rd time. Pray I no longer alter the deal. I can't make up my mind what I want to do. We're staying on course north. This is not a bad. It's not. We can monitor the contact very well as we shoot him. We've let him walk away at least 8,000 yards while I'm waffling here, bringing in a towed array. But, and we'll also go to Periscope depth because I want to see the Periscope perspective of him being blown to Kingdom Come. So, we'll ready mark tube 1 as the backup. So we'll go to flood tube 1 and tube 2. I'll take a minute. Let's go ahead and get on this. We want to assign tube 1 to Sierra 3. It's very important you assign the proper contact to the proper tube so you don't accidentally shoot the wrong guy. Let's apply the solution to both. Oops, tube 1. Apply the solution. There we go. So we have this target applied to the weapon in tube 1 and tube 2. These are the default... Oh, the Sonar Chief will like this. These are the default weapon presets for shooting. I was very impressed with these. I think you might be too. This is a warship, so I am going to go low to high. I've got a high confidence solution. I'm going to go straight running. The weapon will find this guy. What's not good is this environment is so bad. I'm going to have the run depth can be 300 feet. That's fine. We'll make it actually 200. Oh my god. There we go. But the search depth has got to be like 100. Fuck. There we go. Finally got it. Man, that took a while. So that's tube 1 set. Let's go to tube 2. There we go. Set. Okay. And that's because this environment's kind of crazy. Anything below 130 feet, you're blind, even a torpedo. So I got to push the torpedo above 100 feet, in this case at 100 feet, to have any chance of even seeing this guy. All right. I don't like shooting with the towed array coming in, but let's just make sure. Yeah, it's retracted now, finally. Okay. All right, so we're going to shoot from this this course on Sierra 3. All right, so we're going to go firing point procedures on Sierra 3. Tube 2. The system solution is for Sierra 3. Bearing 311. Sonar would check that bearing. Range 800 yards. 800 yards. Course 321. Speed 12 knots. Angle on the bow is 170. Apply. Checks. Set into the weapon. Apply solution. Weapon ready. Oops. I forgot to finish the opening the door process here. Should have the door open before I did that. Shoot tube 2. Alright, so we're 10 knots, 300 feet. Let's watch the weapon go out. This is kind of cool. They do a really good job of modeling this. STSC will appreciate this right here. This is the weapon shot on the sphere. And where's his bearing? Right there. So you got the ejection pump. You got the wire clearance maneuver. And then he's going to merge on the bearing of Sierra 4. Sierra 3. Sierra 3. There you go. Cool beans. All right, what's our depth? Oh boy, 300 feet. I kind of want to see it through the periscope, but... yeah, let's go ahead. In this situation, because you have good track at 300 feet... oh, shit. Okay. I looked over here and I saw the towed array. I was like, did I break it? No, we retrieved the towed array, so that's fine. Oh, and the wah. Look at the wah tracking the weapon. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Now, I'm breaking all sorts of rules, so I'm not going to stop now. We're going to go to a periscope depth after we've shot the weapon. Because I forgot to do it before. Yeah, well, I didn't forget. We were reeling in a towed array, so I was busy. Yeah. And once we get close, I'll slow down. I'm going to stay at 10 knots because I want to get up there before the weapon hits them. Yeah. Now, what we want to do is we want to look for contact alertment. Like, did the contact hear our launch? When will they hear the weapon? Because they'll hear it eventually. So let's go ahead and listen. I'm so sorry. I saw the volume. I was like, oh no. Uh-oh. It went a little past Sierra 3. It went a little past Sierra 3. I'm a little concerned. It looks good on the chart. It looks good on the chart. Generated bearing looks good. As long as he didn't zig, we should be fine. I am curious about... yeah, so we don't have passive contact now. We only had it on towed array. Okay, at 300 feet. Gotcha. What's our depth now? 200 feet, okay. Let's go ahead and get the mast ready. I would be disqualified everything at this point if I was doing this for real. They'd be like, you've done everything wrong. They're like, we're just going to kick you out of submarines. Is that okay? Okay. Yeah. This definitely will not be the tutorial of how to do this, but I want to see the explosion on the periscope. This is so funny. This is what happens if you're just allowed, if nothing was written down and you could just do whatever the hell you wanted on a sub, things like this would happen. More things would break too. Yeah, more things would break. I don't want to raise the mast to 10 knots. I mean, I suppose you could, but it's probably not a good idea. Yeah. Oh, we're at depth 120. Oh, boy. Slow down there, Dive. Time to slow down. Head 1/3. Now we can raise it. We go to head 1/3. We'll look down the bearing of Sierra, whoever. Raise the mast. Okay. Wait for the mast to get some power. I left the laser powered on in standby. Oh, Lord. Right, at this point, I think I've broken every rule. And I love it. It's so funny. Let's go back to the color camera just so I can see what the hell's going on. This guy's so close. I probably don't need to be in high power. could probably be in low 2 and still observe this. We'll see. He's at 17, so he's a lot farther away than he was. Okay. Oh, my Lord. Okay. There we go. That's him right there, folks. Yeah, let's go to high power for this. Yep, he has not changed his course. Right there. Mark that. And he's a warship, so change his classification to a warship. I don't want to ping the laser off of him because he does have a sensor that can see that. Or whatever, detect it. Now, one thing you'll notice, like in that example, I didn't do like a full sweep. We're not worried about safety at this point. We're worried about the attack. It's kind of a different scenario, a different vibe. All right, so we're not going to leave the thing out of the water. We're going to wait. Let's check our displays here. Okay. So we got that weapon running. Let's go back to the time bearing. Oh, let's actually go to the weapon. We can read what the weapon's doing. Right here. So our weapon that's in the water has a, well, it used to be a wire. It might still be called the wire, but it's got a cable connected to it. Anyway, he's at 6,000 yards. Yeah, 6,000 yards now. Away from own ship. The weapon has traveled 3 miles, and it's got a little ways to go to catch up. Now he's running low to high, so he'll have lots of fuel. Not gonna run out of fuel anytime soon. Estimated time to target 11 minutes. Estimated target range 14,000 yards. That's from where he is right now. So the target is still 7 miles away. 7 miles. So let's go ahead and go into time compression just a little bit. My little computer can't go too fast. So we'll go into 2 times. And we'll watch the weapon. Which one of you is fire control? That's navigation, right? Is that fire control? Yeah, I got it right. Torpedo speed's 35 knots. Low to high. Who else calling me? Hold on a second. This is why I don't come to Periscope depth. They're always calling me. Aaron, what's up? No, it's really me. Oh, hi. Okay. Yeah, that's what we figured. Yeah, I didn't want to contest it or anything. I just wanted to know if we can figure out what happened. And that's fine, if that's all it was. And that's the value of that estimate. Gotcha. Okay, well that answers it. I appreciate it. Thanks for calling me back so soon. You got on that quick. All right, bye. God. Freaking IRS. They want their money. And I'm like, no, it's my money. And then they were like, guess what? No, it's not. Shit. Okay. Don't fight the IRS, folks. Don't do it. You're not going to win even if you win. Because they can always get you next year. Yeah. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm making a joke. Making a joke. All right, weapon. The target is still 11,000 yards away, so we can read some chat. Yeah, you know what's crazy, Consti? You are not very far from being right. Leonard says, "Are you sure you're not counter detected?" I'm pretty sure I'm not counter detected because he's not lit off his active sonar yet. He has no arrays deployed, as far as I know. He has no helicopter flying around. We haven't seen anything like that. This guy's literally transiting. That's why I am pretty confident we are not counter detected. Also, I don't have any mast out of the water right now. The mast is dipped, even though I'm at periscope depth. Yeah. The house always wins. Yes, the house always wins. Don't fight the house. Don't fight the Fed if you're an investor, and don't fight the IRS if you're just an average Joe citizen like most of us are. I certainly am. What happens when you buy an LED? That's true. I honestly, whenever I bought this mouse, I had no idea it did this, and I'm sure I paid extra for that. I'm so mad. And it's so funny that the accountant calls me. Oh my God. Are they watching the stream? They're probably watching the stream in the accounting office. So I'm just going to shut up because they might be doing that. I might be on the big screen in the waiting room. Yeah. Everybody say hi to the accountant and all the people waiting to pay more money to the government. Yeah. AI doesn't do anything back yet, says the real woodsman. We haven't seen a response yet. So we'll see what happens now. I know I shot myself yesterday and we evaded the torpedo. I'm very proud of that. Not just evading a torpedo, we evaded a Mark 48 Mod 6, which I've been in a lot of commanding officer qualification courses where I'm the target. And you don't outrun or you don't evade the Mark 6 very often. Or at all. But we did yesterday. We sure did. I took a screenshot of that. I put that on Twitter. I was like, look at this. I wasn't too proud about it because it was my own weapon. It's kind of embarrassing, actually. But I didn't get blowed up. This guy. Evasion. The FBI call said, yeah, that's what the phone call was. That was the FBI told me to shut the hell up, right? Yeah. That was like, uh-oh. Did we lose the wire? Uh-oh. What the hell happened? Sonar, was there an explosion on the bearing? Oh shit, there was. That's big. Uh-oh. Oh shit. Did they respond? Okay. I gotta stop reading chat for just 1 second. There's a lot happening down the bearing of the target right now. What the hell's happening? Why is my frame rate 0? Oh lordy. Well, he's not sunk and he's not on fire. So what the hell happened to the weapon? What is going on? What the fuck happened? I honestly, I'm a little confused right now. We're going to figure it out. It's part of the process. We lost our weapon, or we at least lost the wire. Let's post-launch the tube. I'm a little concerned. I mean, he didn't maneuver. But I don't want this door open. We gotta shut the door on the tube. That door's open too. Well, I might have to shoot that one, so let's just leave that door open for now. I'm not sure what happened because I was not paying attention. Oh, Lord. I knew eventually breaking all the rules would bite me in the ass. The whole reason why we have rules. Oh, Lord. Is Sierra 6? Sierra 6 looks a hell of a lot like the warship. Oh, no, it's not. It's actually definitely not the warship. What bearing is this? This is bearing 1, 319, right? Yeah, 319 is that bearing. Let's listen to it. Yeah. That's the warship. Okay. Well, he's not dead. I have no idea what our weapon's doing. That's not the bearing of what I have visually. Okay, hold on a second. 319 is this guy. Okay. Oh, he's on the horizon. Oh my god. Wow, did he haul ass? He might have kicked it in the ass. Because that, my friend, is a merchant. Yeah, we would rather not shoot that guy. The guy that we should be shooting is CR6, and we did not. And when I say we, I'm talking about chat. Chat did not shoot the right contact. Oh, boy. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. How did Sierra 3 become Sierra 6? I think whenever Sierra 3 merged with Sierra 1, and this is quite frequent in Sonar, actually. You get two contacts that merge, and whenever they separate again, Sonar will typically use the next number. In this case, it's Sierra 6. But I don't see Sierra 6 on the plot, which kind of confused me. Sierra 6 should definitely have a solution on it. Because Sierra 3 became Sierra 6. So we essentially shot the torpedo down the bearing of Sierra 1. So kind of thank God we didn't hit it, because that would have been the end of that. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm about ready to reset this scenario. This was a Charlie Foxtrot. I don't think this will be a YouTube video. Nope. But let's exit the mission and let's watch the replay of what really happened. What I think happened is the guy drove right by us, got on the bearing of a merchant, and then got off when we didn't realize that. Sonar did. Fire control apparently never did. And then the torpedo we shot didn't really merge on the bearing of the warship. It was a little bit to the left. And so it might have just missed everybody, which is unlike for a Mark 48. Mark 48 is going to get a scalp. It's going to sink somebody. So somebody getting shot if he's in the water is all I'm saying. All right. So let's turn off our sensors. This is the truth. This is not what we saw. This is what actually happened. Oh my God, it was a Type 55 again. Again. What the fuck? Did he not move? What the hell's going on? I'm sure he moved. Hold on a second. I'm sure this Type 55 moved. That's us driving around. I saw him visually. He was really close. So, what screw blade was I listening to? Was I listening to this VLGC? Because the bearings are pretty close. I visually saw I saw the cannon on the bow. I know it was a warship that I saw. So that he's not moving. That's a problem. Oh shit. I almost don't want to finish this. Oh dear. So we did lose the wire. It didn't run out of gas. There's no way it ran out of gas. I shot it low to high. Okay, times are hard. Gas expensive. It may not have had a full tank. Holy smokes, that was the shortest running Mark 48 I've ever seen. It didn't even make it 15,000 yards, which that's weird. What's really weird though is why isn't the Type 55 moving? I don't like that. So the guy that almost ran us over was a merchant. It was not the warship. It was just really confusing. Whenever I looked at what was the warship, it was very close to what was also a merchant, which was how I was confusing the sonar bearing with what I was seeing visually. Holy smokes. Talk about being confused. It's so easy whenever you don't have the full picture. What we should have done, and I kind of regret doing this, not doing this, is I should have gone to the external views at the very end there before we exited the mission, just to see what was going on. Because I clearly shot the Mark 48 at the merchant. Wow. I would be so fired. This is why they didn't let me captain a boat. Yeah. They're like, no, nope, not doing that. You're not allowed. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that button. Hold on. Holy smokes. All right. Let's get one good mission in where we actually do something successfully. I got to put something on YouTube for Sunday. Okay. Listen, we can't do this again. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Let's do the other one. Single mission. Let's do a scenario. I need something that we can actually complete, that I can turn into something productive on YouTube. I almost want to do a poll. You guys have been here a long time, and I've been screwing up for like 3 hours. Yeah, the stream's 3 hours long, and I have not done a single thing properly yet. It's probably the most accurate stream I've ever done. Okay, sorry. That's kind of funny. Let's go with... I'm going to make a poll, I think, if it lets me. Can I make a poll here? No. No. I'm trying to figure out if I can put a poll up. Shoot. I don't know how to do it. I'm an idiot. Okay. All right, we're going to pick one of these. I was going to let you guys pick, but I don't know how to do that. You know what? Littoral blockade. That's kind of happening in real life right now, so maybe we'll do it here in the video game. In this littoral blockade, our mission is to interdict contacts. Attack all enemy combatants in the area. ELINT signet indicates 3 to 5 enemy combatants. 5 would be a lot. Oh. Hopefully they're not big Type 55s. ROE level is tight, except for the enemy combatants. All other vessels are considered neutral or friendly. There are a lot of biologics in the area. So we're going to have a lot of false targets, essentially, on sonar. We're going to have some merchant contacts, not sure how many. And then we're going to have 3 to 5 warships that were instructed to attack. Attack all enemy combatants, yes. Just verifying. All right, you guys ready? New game still in beta? That's your excuse? Oh, yeah, okay. I'll just say, yeah, it's in beta, man. I am kind of surprised the Type 55 wasn't moving, but hey, that's a big girl, and gas is expensive. It takes a lot of money to move her. A lot of yuan. Crazy. We already did the lawn dart this week. We can't do it twice in 1 week. I don't want to spoil the audience by lawn darting the submarine every day. The YouTube is Sonar and Steel. That's true. Videos go on Jive Turkey. I have multiple YouTube channels. I stream on Sonar and Steel. That's what you guys are watching right now. And all the video edits, the episodes essentially, Jive Turkey. It's a different channel entirely. All right. Whole new day. Clear the slate. Cleanse your mind. Are we on the surface? No, thank God. We're at 150 feet. Yay. Let's get our displays set up, and then we'll begin the event. We will begin the episode. We'll begin doing wonderful things at 150 feet. Oh, look at us. Now we're inside. Oh, what's the name of this sea? This is South China Sea up here. What's the name of this place? Oh, okay. That's a little trivia question for you guys. Not trivia because I don't know the answer. It's just a question then. You guys, someone look up the sea that's this one. This, yeah. I'm not familiar with this one. Okay. Someone find out where we're at. That's what I'm asking. Oh, Lordy. Because the captain don't know. I've not been briefed yet. Oh my God. All right. Let's pull up the fathometer. Yeah. Turn this bad boy on so we don't hit the bottom. Or at least if we hit the bottom, we'll know how deep it is before we hit the bottom. No, that's not the Philippine Sea. It's the Sulu Sea. Yeah. I know where the Philippine Sea is, and that ain't it, guys. You guys are way wrong. Lord. That's why you can't trust chat. We'll just make shit up. Yep. All right, so what's our ship conditions here? 1/3. We have 5 knots, depth 150 feet, course 045. So we're headed to the northeast. I can already tell you the sonar conditions are going to be poor. Oh my God, that's a contact. Sonar. When are you going to gain this guy? Look at the bearing rate on that. Holy smokes. Yeah, thank you. I'm not sure. There we go. Finally somebody put it up there. What the fuck? That guy's close. Freaking. Oh. I don't have the sonar team assigned apparently. So that's not entirely their fault. Nobody woke him up yet. Now he's awake. And so is fire control. Not that he'll do anything, right? Oh my God. I'm already yelling at Sonar, and Sonar's like, we're still in the shower, sir. Yeah. Where they belong. I don't know why they like showering together. That's kind of weird. Don't ask any questions. We joke about don't ask, don't tell. When I was in, that was a real policy. Yeah, it was a strange time. Nobody on the sonar and the submarine cares if you're gay or not. Nobody gives a damn. All I care is that, are you qualified to stand the watch? You know, that's what I care about. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even want to go down that road, but you'd be surprised at how much people that are not on the submarine care about things that are on the submarine, that people that are on the submarine don't care about. Yeah, at all. This guy's close, 5,000 yards away by WA. Is that a WA range? Give me a WA range. Give me 5,000 yards. What the hell? This video game wants to kill us. I'm flooding tubes too, man. I'm not even messing around. CR1 is flipping close, gentlemen. All right, I'm making all the tubes ready because I have no idea what we're getting into. Well, we have 3 to 5 surface combatants, so we're going to need at least 5 weapons, right? And that's just for the first one. We're going to get him real good. We're going to make an example of the first one, make the other 3 run away. That's the plan. That's the plan, my man. Oh crap, we're probably in super shallow water. Oh, we are. Fudge. I bet you we are. What's the sounding say? 80 fathoms. Let's turn that into feet. Let's turn that into feet. Whenever it's that shallow, I want to know exactly. So what we're 150 plus 500, so 650 total water depth. Let's come Periscope depth. I'm not even putting total rays out. Nope, not doing it. Not clearing baffles, not doing nothing. This guy that's close, he's on the left, drawing left. That's where I want him. So we're going to come to 5 feet now. If it's a warship, I will shoot his ass. I am not even playing. Let's flood these tubes, baby. I'm going to flood all 4 of them because I know I'm shooting all 4 tubes. And I might shoot a 5th one if I can find another one. All right, here we go. CR2's up. 045, depth. Okay, we're coming up. We're coming up. Get on the scope. Stop breaking the rules. Mode. No. Yes. There we go. All right, stop goofing off. We're going to do this one for real. Real deal. Real deal right here. For the YouTubes. Fun time's over. Is it nighttime? It must be nighttime because I don't see nothing. That sucks. Our 126 feet coming up. Yeah, whenever I look up, all I see is darkness. Yeah. That's what happens when my girlfriend stands over me. Don't ask how that happened. It's none of your business. Screw safety. This guy's close. I'm gonna look right at him. Um, 100 feet, okay. Because I can't see the waves, I have no idea how close to the surface we are. But luckily we have this thing called a depth indicator. Gives me a clue. It says 97 feet. I need big number go down. I need big number B55. Oh, I see a little bit of moonlight. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be romantic engagement. That's what this is going to be. Get ready to shoot tube 2. If this is a warship and he's this close, I'm going to take advantage of that. Oh, he's moving now. Why is he moving? He's off our port bow. Oh my god. I can't see nothing. Oh, finally. Holy crap, it's bright out here. Is it the freaking moon? What the hell is that? It's all this big light out here. Oh my god, there's so many contacts. There's so many. Land. Shit. I need hotspots. Give me. Ah. Oh. What the fuck are you? Gimme. 3,000 yards away. This game is trying to murder us. Oh. Uh-huh. You look suspicious as hell to me. Fuck you. Would you please click it? Thank you. All right, down. Our close contact is a ferry. And that's not a judgment, that's a classification. Let's finish loading these freaking tubes over here. Put some doors. These guys might be too close for harpoon, but hey, let's oh crap, what am I doing? I hit the wrong one. Close the door. Open the door. Flood the tube. Okay. I have corrected my errors. This is why they don't let me touch the fire control system anymore. All right, let's take a look at the other contact off the bow here. Sierra 4, potential warship candidate. Up. I don't see anything. Ooh, there he is. Oh, that's warship all day. All day. All day warship. New visual contact. Let's hit him with the laser. 17,000 yards away. Bearing mark. Angle on the bow. It's going to be negative 90. Actually, it's going to be regular 90. 90. Not negative 90. Speed's going to be 10. We'll say 12. At 17,000 yards, he's really moving. That's our first boy right there. That's harpoon. I think we're going to harpoon him. Now that I know that I have a harpoon candidate, I can actually shut these doors. No. Is the door open? The door is not open. The door is open. Okay. Let's go ahead and quickly, while we're waiting on these doors to reposition themselves. What are we doing? I want to build a mission. Let's go anti-ship mission 1. New waypoint. Sierra 4. Why to do that? Oh no. There we go. So I want the weapon to fly past this ship and then hit that ship. That's what I'm trying to fix there. I'm also going to put Sierra 4 at 17,000 because that was laser range. Let's merge Sierra 4 with Victor 1. Yep. Merge those two. So that should become Master 1. Master 1 is a warship. And he is at 17,000 by laser. Boom. Apply that. There you go. That is a better solution. Let's go to the mission planning. That still works. There's no collateral targets in the way. Okay, we're going to save this mission. Mission's updated. We're going to assign this mission to tubes 3 and 4. Is this tube flooded or not? What the? I guess it was flooded. Why won't it let me open the door then? It says door closed. What the hell? These indications are kind of weird. That tube is definitely flooded. Door says it's closed there, but okay. Let's drain, just reset this entire bank. I want to open this door. Good. Okay, we got tube 3's playing the game. Tube 4 was doing his own thing. So we're going to reflood tube 4. I'm going to assign the mission to tube 4. And then I'm also going to assign the mission to tube 3. Assign. Okay. Mission's been assigned. Let's get our tubes in order, because this is really embarrassing. Let me go ahead and arm that. Shouldn't do that until I do... Okay. So while that's going on... we're going to raise the mast here. Yep, we're gonna shoot a harpoon right over the head of that guy. He's gonna get the best show of his life of a missile strike as it flies right by him. I just want to know where my warship is. There's another warship over here somewhere. That, my friend, is a merchant. Excellent. So Sierra 3, classified merchant. New contact, Mark. God bless America, Mark. Laser. Oh, I'll put the laser on him. Oh, wow. Okay, that kind of worked. And that's definitely a merchant. Mark. Okay, down. So I only see one warship, and we're about to erase him from the video game. Okay, let's arm it. Now we should be ready. Let's make sure we are ready. So we only see Sierra 3. We don't see Victor 2. We don't see Sierra 1. Okay, we can get rid of those later on. Let's go ahead and shoot these harpoons at Master 1. This is going to be the easiest victory we have today. Shoot tube 4. Shoot tube 3. All right, let's get on the scope. Up, 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 up. All right, there goes tube 4. Oh, and okay, tube 4 and tube 3. Tube 4 booster separations complete. Tube 3 booster separation complete. Down. Let's take a look at Master 1. Actually, flight time is going to be about 10 seconds, so get back up there. We're going to watch the weapon do its thing, baby. Come on, get up there. Hello? There it is. Okay, where the hell to go? Where's my contact at? shit. What happened? Where'd he go? I swear to God, he was right there. I know CR2's right here. This is the close merchant. Uh-oh. Why? Oh, wow. He moved quick. He must have sped up. Did he actually respond to my shot? He's on fire. Excellent. So, Master 1, bearing mark. Let me do this. Master 1, bearing mark, is on fire and still moving forward. Not good. We're going to get a color photo of this for... No, we're not, because of the haze. Thermal's no good. All right, so thermal's not good outside 10, maybe? New contact bearing 116. Let's take a look at that. Post-launch tubes 3 and 4, by the way. All right. There's somebody behind that. Yep, there's somebody over here. Let's dip for just a second so we can reset the tubes. We'll come back to that in just a second. We need to shut the door and drain it. Hello? Draining the tube. Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and get some harpoons loaded again, but we might have to fight the rest of this fight with torpedoes, potentially. Also, I want to see on sonar what's going on with the contact on the opposite side. Yeah, see I have multiple contacts right here? This new contact, I think, is a warship coming at us now. Because this buddy just got blown up. That's what I think that is. We're trying to verify it visually while we reset the tubes. I can shoot the ad cap right now if I want to. I would just enable it on the far side of that ship so that we didn't accidentally hit him. But somewhere on the other side of this dude is another ship. And he's visually masking him. I can't quite see it. Oh, no, Sonar's bearing has him here now. Yep, there's definitely somebody right there for sure. And it's a warship. It is a warship, and there he is. Hit that. 16,000 yards. Let's call it a new contact. Hit that laser one more time. 15,900 yards, warship. Okay. Down. Now he has a broad starboard. Broad starboard. As the periscope was going down, it almost looked like the ferry. So we're going to do a visual classification on him one more time. We're going to verify that. I do want to load harpoons again, because if these guys are going to stay outside 10, it just makes life so much easier. We'll just have to watch for interfering contacts. All right, let's flood this tube one more time, but leave the door shut so that these tube 1 and 2 tube have the same status. I fat-fingered that and I screwed it all up, so that's why that got changed. I strongly believe CR5 is a warship. Let's listen to it. Oh my God. It sounds terrible. That may not be a warship after all. Let's take another look at him because I might have been wrong. I might have been wrong on him. And once we get the fire control, we'll merge CR5 and Victor 3 too. We'll do that. We will definitely merge them. Okay, there he is. Is that a warship? That is the question of the moment. It does not sound like one. It's got a mast light. It's got a bow light. What does this guy have? Yeah, it's got the same lighting scheme as this guy. Oof. All right. I'm not comfortable calling that a merchant. Let's do a quick peek-see-poo at CR3 behind us. Right there's somebody. Oh, this might be somebody new. Who's this? Who are you? That's a merchant. New contact. Laser. Merchant. Mark. Victor 4 is a merchant opening. Angle on the bow is a very steep 160. We'll give him 10 knots as a marker. And let's just mark that again. Boom. Okay. That's him. Who's this? Okay, we've got another merchant. There's another merchant running away from us. Good man, good man. Laser him. Mark. Okay. Well, I don't know what happened to this contact. He's not there now. Oh, shit. Oh, there he is. So this is going to be Sierra 3. Victor 6 is Sierra 3 down. So we're going to correlate these contacts. Victor 4... Victor 6 is Sierra 3, we know that. Those guys are in the baffles, the other two, so Sonar doesn't have any numbers on them. Let's go to Fire Control and merge the ones that we know are the same. So we're going to go to Victor 6, Sierra 3 and Victor 6. So let's go to Sierra 3, let's go to Victor 6, merge, apply. Those two are the same. That becomes Master 2. Sierra 1 is either Victor 4 or Victor 5, and I've already forgot. Sierra 5 and... oh boy. This guy's close. So Sierra 2... I don't want to mess with that one. So Victor... I need to put Victor 3 on Sierra 2 and merge them. Okay. Or I could just delete Victor 3 out of the system. I might just do that. Managing these contacts is like, whew, crazy. I'm trying to fight the ship at the same time. This is why submarining is a team sport. You just need... oh, fudge. What happened there? Oh, someone's having a bad day. Are you okay, buddy? Oh, no. Yeah, that... I think he's on fire. Oh, it's the sun. Oh! Hey! How about that? Turns out when you look to the east in the morning time, big ball in sky, on fire. Alright, so this is Victor 3. I want to put Victor 3 on Sierra 5 and merge them. It's a good Periscope operator that knows the sun when he sees it. I may never rechat again after that because I don't even want to see what they're saying about that. All right, Victor 3 and who's this? Sierra somebody? Sierra 2. Okay, I was just trying to get the Sierra number. Sierra 2, Victor 3. Oh my God. Merge. Merge. Apply. Okay. Good Lord, look at that fan. Look at that fan. Oh, so good. God, if that doesn't get your motor running, you're not alive. All right, Sierra 5. Let's go look down the bearing of Sierra 5 because he might need a torpedo. Sierra 5 looked a hell of a lot like the sun last time I looked at it, but let's see if that's changed. Oh, there he is. In the warship. Oh, yeah. This guy's close, too. What the fuck? Sonar, what are you going to tell me about this warship? 11,000 yards. Oh, my God. Let's give him a new Victor number so I can assign him to Sierra 5. I'm going to call him Broad 90, even though it might be a little less. The new mouse does work better, but I'm still not good at it. So I can't blame the mouse anymore. Angle on the bow is going to be 90. I'm going to say... Oh, actually negative, right? I'm going to say negative 80, I think. I don't know. Speed's definitely 12. Maybe even higher. I don't know. So that's Victor 7 down. He's probably turning towards us because he's a knucklehead. All right. Oh, wow. You guys already loaded the tubes. Our torpedo men are on the ball, folks. I might be able to get away with a second harpoon shot here. Maybe. Let's delete that first mission. That one's successful. I want to shoot Sierra 5 so bad. So the negative, I got to write that down. Negative is a port angle on the bow. Is port. Positive is starboard. I have a hard time remembering that, so I'm just going to write it down. I need to flip Victor 7 around. For video game purposes, I'm going back to the same station that Victor 7's on to make this change, because I saw a problem with this yesterday. It's almost 90. It's about 110 roughly. It doesn't have to be exact because I'm about to merge it with what's in the system anyway. Do my sonar karate. I got it pretty close, folks. Look at that. It's not that bad. Okay. So let's go to the settings. Let's take Sierra 5. This is the guy we're about to shoot. And Victor 7. Merge those two together. So my visual bearings with what sonar have get merged together in fire control. And then I click apply. Now it's like super right on target. And I know his range. Master 4. It was 11,000 yards. I'm going to call it 10 because he was closing. It's been a few minutes. Okay. 10,000 yards. Yeah. Apply that. Okay. That's a good speed. Now, we do have an interfering contact, kinda. Harpoon may not be the best tool for the job. But here's what I'm going to do. Hello? Hello? All right. I'm going to try to come at it from this angle so we have 0 chance of hitting Master 3, or a lot less chance. Save that. That's going to be anti-ship mission 2. Now we go to the torpedo tubes. Weapon is ready. Open outer door? No, flood it. Okay. Flood it. Now, tube 4, I'm going to assign mission 2. Assign that. Tube 3, I'm going to assign mission 2. Assign that. Now the weapon has the bearings. They have the waypoints. Let's go back to the tubes. Let's finish arming this. To get 2 harpoon shots off without them immediately responding is rare. Like once we launched, before the first salvo even hit anything, they should be scrambling all over us, and they're not. So what this does, this gives me practice going through these procedures without messing it up too much. We've already got the mission is in the system. We're going to click arm. Let's go ahead and hit fire tube 4. Wait a few seconds. Fire tube 3. We're going to post-launch tube 4. Post-launch tube 3. Go, run, go. Up. Low power. Forward. Y. Okay. Tube 4 and tube 3 have successfully left, and boosters have separated. Weapons are in the air. Let's look at Master. Oh shit, that's the sun again. Hello, Mr. Sun. Now what we're going to see here in just a few minutes is this guy go away. That's a big boy. This is no small warship. This is a big boy. And he's fucking close. Oh my god. These missiles might miss. He's 2,000 yards closer than I told the missiles. Get ready to shoot a weapon. We might have to shoot the Oh my god, we might have to shoot the torpedo at this guy. He's that close. And he's big. I'm gonna shoot 2. This might be a Type 55. Is it? It might be. Oh my god. I think we missed. Oh my god, I think we missed. Please tell me we have a good solution for Master 5. Oh my god. Master 5 better be at 8,000 yards. He is. Where did the missiles go? It doesn't matter. I'll figure that out. I definitely missed. Master 3. Where the hell's Master 5? What the hell? Hold on a second. There is no Master 5. It's either Master 3 or Master 4. I think I got confused by the bearing rate. And we don't need to be zoomed in that much. Okay. Oh my god, who is this? Okay. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, hey, oh. Okay, whew, that scared me. Looks like the harpoons did hit. Hallelujah. Oh, shit. Okay, well, that's, okay. Well, good luck with that, Mr. Ferry. Sorry. Listen, let's exchange insurance numbers. Oh, my God. You bastard. I have no idea. Who bears 163? I think it's Master 3. I'm just going to put that range, 8,000 yards, into whoever bears 165. And we're going to shoot him. Which one of you knuckleheads bears 165? Is it Master 4? 156, that's pretty close. Which one? Are you 8,000 yards? Everybody's so much closer than this. None of these solutions are correct. But that's the guy we just hit, I think. And if I shoot on this bearing, I'll miss. So, we need to turn the ship. You know what? 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Let's do it again. Oh my god. Let's turn the... Oh, we gotta turn the ship first. I gotta come east. If I don't, we're gonna drive ourselves completely out of this. Mast. Heading. 09. Let's go 099, yeah. We'll go a bit more than east. I'm going to let Master 3 get out of the way, aka sink, so I can shoot Master 4. That's the plan. That's the plan. Okay, this guy. Okay, so this guy does match with Master 3 now. Oh my god. I'm trying to use the laser. 7,000 yards. Mark. Oh, mark. Okay, down. Now Master 4. Yeah, Master 4 is 7,000 yards away. Both the ranges on both these contacts are wrong. So I'm going to drive east so that I can get bearing separation from these two, and hopefully Master 3 gets out of the way, like I said. Yeah, the second flight of harpoons went after the ferry. Inappropriately. See, there's the ferry and there's my warship. They're too close to each other. I can't shoot again right now. God, he's so broadside. You know what? Let's just make a new visual contact and just assign it, because this is nuts. I think he stopped. I think he's dead in the water. Oh, no. 7,000 yards down. 7,000 yards bearing south. 7,000 yards bearing south and broad. Did I not hit the mark on that? I probably didn't, because I was in a hurry. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Okay, let's do that again. So, what we have here is both of these contacts are very close. They're like half the range. Yeah. Let's see if I can do this. I think this is the warship, but let's see what that does. Okay, bearing 163, 7,000 yards, master 4. Let me see if that matches, because I think it will. The thing is, if I shoot torpedoes, I mean, there's a really good chance torpedo sees the ferry. Really good chance. Oh my God. He bears 190. This guy's getting closer and closer. Oh, well done. 7,000 yards. Bearing, I'll say 200. He's between us and the ferry. And the ferry put the fire out, so that's good. So, because he's not on the other side of the ferry, I can shoot torpedoes at him. So let me go ahead and open up these outer doors. What the fuck? Why can't I do that? Let me open the door. Oh, I can only open one at a time, maybe. No, you should be able to open both. I don't know, whatever. All right, Master 4. Oh my God, the solution is so wrong. Master 4, 7,000 yards flat. And then his course is like 270. Yeah, he's doing that. Apply that and shoot it. Yeah, I want to shoot that. Now, let's put that on tube 2. Tube 2, master 4, apply solution. Low confidence, so we're going to do that. Oh, there we go. Transit's going to be high to high because he's right on top of us. And it's going to be 100 feet. And 100 feet. Update presets. Go to the tube. Open outer door. Open the door. Door is open. Fire. Okay. As soon as this weapon does the wire clearance maneuver, I'm going to enable it immediately. I'm not waiting for it to do anything, because this guy's got such high bearing rate, he might... Uh-oh. Where the fuck's the weapon going? Oopsie. Turn around every now and then. Come on, baby. I'm going to Pat Benatar this thing all the way to the target. What are you doing? Nope. Why did you go back? Why did you change on me? Do we not have the wire? Fuck you. Uh-oh. I'm trying to steer the weapon, and the weapon says no. It refuses. I might have to shut this weapon down. Oh, what the hell? Okay, that weapon's going to do something else. We'll come back to that weapon at a later date. Let's assign Master 4 to Tube 1, because Tube 2's doing his own thing, and I don't know why. Oh my God. We're going to have to update the solution too. His bearing rate is so high, I cannot use this current solution because the bearing's not even right anymore. Okay, let's do another observation. Master 4, the warship to the south. Click on it. Up. Oof. Warship to the south. Is that him right there? That's him right there. Oh, motherfucker, this guy's close. Hello, 7,000 yards. 7,000 yards, bearing 220 down. Broad course, okay. Let's put that in. Master 4, let's update Master 4 solution. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Master 4, 7,000 yards, close enough, 270. Awesome, good speed. I mean, that applies. Let's apply that to tube 1. Master 4. Assign solution tube 1. Why does it keep going assign Sierra 4? That doesn't make any sense. Is Master 4 also Sierra 4? No, it's Sierra 1. Who the hell's Sierra 4? And why can't I assign Master 4 to my freaking torpedo tube? It assigns and then it reassigns itself after a few seconds. I don't know what's going on with that. That's odd. Let's find out where Sierra 4 is. Sierra 4, Sierra 4. Sierra 4 is Master 1, it says here in Sonar. What's the bearing? 079. Master 4 is Sierra 5 to the south. Let's assign it to Sierra 5 and see if it lets me shoot on that. I don't know why it's not letting me shoot Master 4. But let's try and assign this solution to Sierra 5. Okay, that worked. Let's check the solution Sierra 5. What's his range? It better be like 6,000 yards. Fire Control doesn't have a Sierra 5. Well, that's interesting. But they do have a Master 1, which is what Sierra 5 is. Whoa. That's not right. I meant Master 4. Yeah. Goodness gracious. All right, let's go get a new bearing on him now that we got that figured out. Up. What the fuck? Oof. Uh-oh. Come on, computer. Hang in there, buddy. My frame rate is, like, dying. Oh, my frames, my frames, my frames. There. Where the hell is it? Where's my contact at? Why do I not see him visually? Well, that's a little terrifying. This is like in the horror movie, whenever you go to check back on the bad guy that you had on camera, and he's not there anymore. And you're like, well, where did he go? And then you turn around and you realize he's in the same house you're in. Oh, sweet Jesus. How did we lose a contact? That is literally 6,000 yards away. What is happening? Let's go to color. This is garbage. Color sucks. There's so much fog, I can't see nothing. Oh my God. Thermal. So the only thing that works is IR. How the hell did we miss that? I'm glad we didn't shoot because we would have hit this guy. Where the hell did the warship go? I'm going to do a 360 because he's got to be here. There he is. Oh, Oh, look at you, Mr. So-and-so. Oh my God. 8,000 yards. He's now opening, bearing, we'll say 250. Holy smokes. I don't know why it wouldn't let me shoot on the old bearing before, but whatever. It's going to let me shoot on Sierra 5. Master 1. Master 4. 270. I'm going to say 7,000 yards because he's opening now. Course speed, everything else is the same. Update it. Shoot on that if it lets me. Sierra 5 is that. Apply solution. Apply presets. Shoot tube 1. Oh my God, tube 2. Arm. If the door is opened, why can't I arm it? That one's out there. Oh, so this one's door. This door is opened with a Mark 48, but I can't arm this one. This one's loaded. Door's shut. Door's shut. Oh wow, what's wrong with tube 1? Why can't? If the door is open, it must be flooded. Why can't I open it? Oh wow, this is odd. This is interesting. I'm trying to shoot Master 4, and I'm having a hard time doing it. I'm having a hard time getting this weapon to, like, this tube is loaded and the door is shut and dry. It's not even flooded. So this door should be able to be opened. I don't know. That door is open because I have a torpedo in the water. This door on this side, on this bank, should be able to be opened. But when I click open door, it doesn't open or shut. So I'll drain the tube, I'll flood the tube and see if it lets me open the door. I don't know. The tube's not empty. Well, it says it has a Mark 48 in it. After we drain the tube, we might want to verify that. Because I'm looking right here. This empty tube over here, if you're talking about that one, tube 2, that's because that torpedo's in the water going to a target right now. But this tube 1 should have a Mark 48 in it. It was flooded. I needed to open the door. Tube is drained, Mark 48. Flood tube. Make ready's already checked. This is new. I haven't seen this happen before. We haven't had a successful engagement today. This is really embarrassing. I was goofing off on the last one, but still. So Mark 48 is ready. Tube is flooding. Now I can open the door. I don't know why. I couldn't do it before. I have no idea. I gotta go get another bearing, but I'm afraid to leave the screen. I'm gonna arm this motherfucker, but I'm not gonna shoot it. I'm gonna go get another bearing. There he is. New bearing and range. That might have been a little high. Well, so 11,000 yards bearing, say 255. Let's put that into the fire control system. I can still shoot, but I'm not going to yet. So tube 1 is going to be on Master 4, who is now 11,000 yards away because we've been dicking around. Everything else is good. Apply that. Oh, wow. Oh, whoops. Okay. 270. Apply that. No, his bearing is 255. Okay, something got jacked up because his bearing is way wrong now. It's 255. Oh boy, man, yeah, we just need to reset this whole thing. All right, let's yeah, I'm gonna delete the contact. Sierra 5's already deleted. Let's go Sierra 4. Oh, wow. Master 2. He's fine. Master 2's okay. Master 3 needs to be deleted. And Master 1. Where's Master 1 at? Oh my god. Please zoom in. My frame rate has died big time. Did the stream die? No, we're still streaming. I'm getting like 1 frame a second, it seems. It seems very sluggish right now. Holy smokes, this is so far off. Let's see if I can delete Master 1. Alright, so we have a contact over here that is a warship. He's so close to Sierra 1 now, I'm almost afraid to shoot him. So let's turn to the south and then focus on trying... I know I got the door open, I get it. But I want to get this right. Let's go to course 220. And then let's make sure we're not going to hit that ferry because he's down that direction. I might be turning into the ferry. I've got to be careful of that. We don't want to hit these chuckleheads. We already shot one of them unintentionally. That's going to take some explaining. Alright, so I'm turning to this course here. There's nobody there. Is there anybody between me and that course? Mr. Sun is back. Okay, nobody's in our way. So we're going to come to that course. We're going to be just fine. Let's take a look at where this warship went. And how close is he to that other dude? Wow. Oh, there he is. I found you. I can't quit you. I don't think a harpoon would have a good time seeing the ship against that island. I think that would give a good radar cross-section return. It's not ideal, we know that. So he's bearing 260. His bearing is almost his course at this point. I'm going to call this a new contact. Because fire control is going to start over. I'm going to punch him in the head. Oh, fuck you. We're turning. We're turning so fast. Oh, right there. That did not give a range at all. It's about 13,000, and I can't get to the button fast enough with my mouse. There we go. Well, that didn't work at all. Not going to be able to get a range until we stop turning, I guess. His angle on the bow is going to be like... It's almost 180 at this point. I'll say 170. Go and type that in. Once we get steady, I'm going to get his laser range. And I want to see if I get a weapon on this guy. Not a harpoon either. I want to try and get a torpedo out that goes the right direction. I don't know why Tube 2 went off in the direction it did. There's no target over there. All right, what's our heading? Oh my God, we still got a ways to go. Okay. It's going to be a minute. Let's take a look and see if there's anybody else closing in on us. I wonder if that other warship ever sank. Oh, who's that? There he is. That's the warship. He's not on fire anymore. So he did not sink, but he's probably disabled. So this is a submarine in the Sulu Sea just wreaking havoc on, well, the Philippine ferry fleet and so far, one Chinese destroyer. Those merchants are fine. I tried to delete Master 2. It wouldn't let me do it, so... I know this guy is... there. Wow, he ran aground. Well, he's either anchored or running aground. I don't know which. He did not turn. Yeah, he's over there humping the island. He's a row-row. Roll-on, roll-off frigate. Oh, boy. He's the only captain that's in more trouble than I am right now because he ran his ship aground. And I shot the wrong target. Yeah. Is there really a wrong target? I ask you. Go spectate him? No! You guys really want to see who he is? Fine. Chat wants the external cameras. If I go to that target, I bet you he's grounded. I bet you his bow is plowed into the beach. That's my prediction. Let's see if I'm right. Let's lower that and let's go to the external views. Yeah. Let's see. There we go. All right. So here's the type. I thought this was a Type 55. It might be. Yes. Oh, no, that's the 502 Bravo or something. It's got the anti-ship missiles athwart ships. It's not a Type 55. It's got top plate. There's no Dragon Eye on this. Yeah, this is a regular destroyer. They have a lot of these that have little differences. So I'm just going to call it the destroyer in this case. And we did hit this one. That's a different one. This guy's still sailing. I have no idea where this guy's at. But who's hump? Oh my God. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. Fuck yeah, we got that one. Yeah, so much for your propane, huh? How are you going to cook your food now? You have to go get DoorDash. That's how the food comes now. He was doing sick flips and tricks. He was trying to impress us. That's what happens when you run out of gas. You got to get DoorDash. Oh, hey, here's the torpedo. He's running out of gas, by the way. This torpedo's sinking out. I have no idea why it went this direction. I cannot figure that out. I tried to stop it twice. So which one of these warships is humping the beach? Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. This one? I don't know. Oh, this is so weird. Even external view doesn't have any clue who that guy is that I was looking at. This might be one of the strangest missions I've ever seen. There's so much that doesn't make sense. This is very odd. So we want to look down 257. There should be, or there was, a warship on this bearing. Let's see if we can find him again. Somewhere over here was a warship very close to the land. That might be him right there. I think that's him. I can't zoom in anymore. I can only see him in IR. And the external view does not show him at all. Yeah, very strange. A very, very odd day. I think the program needs a good reboot, and so does the streamer at this point, because this is confusing the hell out of me. What a crazy engagement! But this shows how, in a fast-paced scenario like this, I'd be better off using my function keys going from one station to another instead of trying to come off a station onto a station. And once we get multi-crew in the game, you know, we're going to need 1 to 2 additional people. And I've already got mentally who I want, but we're going to need people that are available that can run the fire control system, you know, decently, so that whenever I come off of the target, I don't need to run over there and enter the data. I can be watching the target as you're entering the data the way it's supposed to be done. And the sonar, the automatic sonar operators do good enough job. We actually don't need that. But we need somebody that can operate the fire control system, maybe even a second guy over here on this fire control system, working together. And then I'll be here doing the command station, and I'll drive the ship. That's what I kind of envision. Me and 2 other guys. And multi-crew, who knows when that's going to come out. But when it does, I'll reach out to the people I have in mind and see what they think. And until then, the game's going to be patched and updated. And I'm going to go take a break and take a lunch and all that. So I think we'll see you guys tomorrow. I think we'll wrap it up right here. It's been a really good stream. It's been really fun. We kind of goofed off for the majority of it, the middle half of it. I tried to do this one realistically, and it started off well. We hit that ship, but then we hit the ferry, and it went off the rails after that. Let's watch the debrief just to see what actually happened, because I don't know. As I'm sitting here talking to you, I don't know. Okay, let's make sure we got rid of all the sensor data. So these are real ships. This is the beginning. So we had the 502 Bravo. That's the warship up there. That's the screen box. And we had 2 warships down here. So, okay. I remember this. I remember this. All right, so we hit the Type 52 twice, and he didn't sink, but he's disabled, so that's a success. At this point, we're doing great, and we're only 20 minutes in. I'm feeling confident. And I'm watching this guy. Oh, so oh my God. I shot 2 harpoons back to back, and this harpoon saw this target, but hit that target. That's unlucky. Yeah, I told them to come down this way, and they start sweeping left and right. This poor guy way the hell out here picked up one of them. But this other guy, this guy right here, it sees the Type 52. But by the time it makes its turn, it's a very close engagement. I should have used a torpedo right here. This is where I messed up. His range rate was closing so fast. By the time I got to the harpoon and got it, everything assigned to it and off the rails, out of the tube, it just couldn't turn fast enough to hit that ship. So as it makes the turn, it has another juicy fat ass target. And it's like, you know what? It's Friday. We're just going to hit this one. And that's how the ferry got hit. I literally fired a loop around the Type 52. So I had no business shooting a harpoon at a contact inside 8,000 yards, which I know better. That's kind of on me. And then this guy's just got unlucky. We're very lucky this harpoon didn't do the same thing the other one did. So this one was just luck. Did not mean to do that. Thank God it was a warship. And then this guy, I want to see if he runs into the beach, because that's what it looked like he did. So that is the guy on the 3D display we saw run to the beach and flip over. He did that on his own. Yeah, so this guy turns 270. I had the course just right. And he's going to run right into the beach. Okay, and that's where I ended it. I don't know why we didn't see the beach very clearly in the 3D view. And I have no idea why this torpedo went off that direction. I mean, do you know what I should have done? I should have, as I saw that torpedo go up that way, I should have enabled it into snake search, and it would have sank that ship. Because that was the first ship that we harpooned, and I knew he was up that direction. But I was so focused on trying to get a weapon on this guy, I didn't even bother thinking about that or doing that. What a wild, yeah. Submarine warfare is difficult, especially in these types of engagements. Once things get inside 10,000 yards, they happen fast. And I was not fast enough today. No, no, no. So I got to get better. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, I got to get better. Anyway, really good, fun stream. Great Friday stream. We had a guest appearance from my accountant after we were joking about him, which makes me think he's maybe watching this. So anyway, we'll see you guys later. I'm gonna read a little bit of chat. I haven't read chat in 2 hours. I'm so bad. I'm a terrible streamer. Oh, poor Roro. Yeah, it was funny how the Roro was flipping around. That was kind of weird, right? Should be asking Lockheed for some refunds on those torpedoes. Yeah, I don't know. I know I didn't shoot it in that direction. I know that, but that's the way it went. John says, nothing like sea stories. Yeah, today was happening so fast, I didn't really have time to talk about sea stories. I do love telling about all the shenanigans we pulled when I was in the Navy. We did so many stupid things. Like, we messed up a lot. It was fun, though. I mean, the whole idea is enjoy it. if you're serving your country, have fun doing it, right? That's why you call it a game. That's true. It's a game. Yeah, yeah. But I'm going to get faster. I'm going to get better. And I'm not going to shoot a harpoon inside 8,000 yards closing anymore. Obviously, that's dumb. That's not something I need to learn. I just need to remember at this point. Yeah, yeah. We definitely pulled a Leroy. I should mark my target when on the scope. All right, I'm not even going to answer that one. Dude, how dare you, sir? Where have you been for the past 2 hours? Okay, I see the trolls are coming into chat now, so we're going to wrap it up. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We're doing this again tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully better than this. This was a mess. Have a great one, everybody. Bye.